F-35s, fighter jets.
Monkey.
You can't see it. Even if it's right next to it, it can't see it.
Dot.
F-35s, fighter jets. You can't see it. You literally can't see it. Even if it's right next to it, it can't see it.
Dot.
F-35s, fighter jets. You can't see it.
Dot. Dot.
What's going on? Welcome back.
Beta.
F-35s,
What's going
fighter
on,
jets.
Rough Rider? First and foremost, right out the gate, thank you so much, Sig Fang. That shit was dope. Man Eater hit it off, and then Sig Fang came in with a boom. The gift of subs. How many was that? I missed it.
5,
5, something like that. Well, yeah, I don't want to cheat you. God damn.
Dot.
10 gifted subs with 1,000 bits on top of that. Man, talk about a welcome back. Thank you. That's what's up.
F-35s,
That's what's up.
fighter jets.
Yeah, let me lower this a little bit. I am live on YouTube. I am live here on Twitch, and I am back. I got the schedule up. I put in the announcements on the Discord. I needed a break. Now it's one of those kinds of things where like I needed a break, and I think I didn't know I needed a break because what I feel is the more professional thing to do. What I think is better is when you let people know, hey, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna probably dive into some video games. But I kept saying like, yeah, I'm gonna go live this week, or I'm gonna go live on Monday, or I'm gonna go live tomorrow. And every time it would come up, there was just something. I'm just kind of like, I wasn't feeling it. I was kind of like, I don't know. Depression's a little bit of a bitch, right? I don't think I have it like super bad. Like I've never been like bedridden because of it, but sometimes it just kind of gets in your head, and you just need to kind of center a little bit, you know. But this weekend, I yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm putting it in the announcements. I'm making the schedule. We're getting back into it. And today's going to be it. As a matter of fact, we're going to be doing something a little bit different this week on Wednesday. I said, sipping on some sake at the sushi bar, trying to get Wi-Fi password. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. That's what's up. Damn, sushi sounds good as shit too. But now, so check this out. I said I wasn't gonna be doing panels. I'm not gonna be doing debate bro shit. But I will be on a panel this Wednesday, my first panel. And what's going on, L? Welcome. And so, but it's gonna be a little bit of a different. We're gonna see how it goes. It's not gonna be a debate, bro. Anything? Who knows? So if it may be entertaining. It may be entertaining. It may not be. I was talking to Blurred about it because it's like it's a lose-lose situation. It may seem like I'm a liar, but be real. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. It may seem like I'm lying, but hear me out. The conversation started like, well, first, before I forget, not my name, coming in off the top from YouTube. We are back, haven't streamed in weeks. Not to get overly sentimental, but the fact that you noticed that I was gone for weeks, believe it or not, means a lot. Versus, who is this guy? What is this? God, his name's familiar. Sig Fang, we're early today. This is gonna be the new time-ish. Instead of me shooting for like 8, 9 o'clock, sometimes 10, expect like shooting for 7, 8 o'clock, sometimes 9, probably. You know what I mean? We're revitalized here, but I'm not gonna start off by lying. Who else? Smoke One Kenobi's in here. My beautiful wife, Maneater 087, Respawn from Down Under. Hello. And Rough Rider with the beta. L, welcome. If you all don't know, L has a little bit choo choo 100 biddies, 200 biddies coming in. Is a hype train starting? Are you trying to get one started? Oh shit, we're in one. Okay. Level 2 hype train. That's what's up. Didn't even notice. Thank you. Yeah, nerds of culture is where I'm at. That's one thing that I'm not gonna ever if anything's going to pichatos, choo-choo pichatos. If anything's gonna slack, I'm gonna, I'll slow down on some other shit. But this is the way I've always been. this is my personality type. My personality type is if you throwing dollar bills, just coming out here, reach just like, let's go, let's go. If I have an obligation and that obligation is only to myself, this is gonna sound bad. Let me tell you. We're gonna. I'm not trauma dumping. I'm letting you guys know a little bit about myself. If the only person that is relying on me is me, I don't mind letting myself down. If I say I'm gonna do something at 1 o'clock and I don't do it by 1 o'clock, then you know what I mean? Like, dang, George, you know, you fucking should have done that. L with another 100 bits. Thank you so much. But if other people are relying on me, I've been like this whole way I've always been, even at work. If other people are relying on me, then I'm gonna make sure I'm there. That's different. You know what I mean? So Nerds of Culture, that's the show with the homie, Blurred Without Fear, and Cypher World, Chris Cypher of Cypher World fame. Yeah, I'm gonna be there for sure, 100%. I'll suck it up, take a shot, get on the show. Let's go. But anyways, I appreciate you all being here. We got a lot to talk about today. Oh wait, the panel. So the panel I'm going to be on, it started off as a discussion, and it was regarding Destiny. It was a clip of Destiny talking to another dude. I don't know who he is, maybe another streamer, and the streamer was like, how do you not see XYZ? It doesn't matter. The point doesn't matter. And everybody else on the internet, yeah, maybe a little bit of an echo chamber. I don't like. It's not like I follow a bunch of right wingers, but from what I can tell, even in the comments, people I've never heard of are like, "Bro, he's right. Like, take the L." And what it was it let me know Destiny's not stupid. Destiny is not stupid. I know a lot of people don't like Destiny. That's fine. I don't like Destiny for shit. But he's not a stupid person. I watched him in his debates, and the recall ability of this guy is extremely impressive. Like, talking about very nuanced, detailed things. Just spitting it out, pulling it out, because that's what he's been doing. Turn down the music a little bit. Bet. Can do. How's that? And somebody told me, this is one thing they said. They go, the conversation was between us going, is he stupid or not? And I said, here's the problem. He's debating. And that is it's funny. It seems like a no-brainer, but the problem with debate bros is they're debating. And what I mean by that is the difference, and I actually kind of struggled with this for a while myself. Like, what is the difference between a debate and a discussion? A debate, you're trying to win. And when you're doing it as a brand, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Destiny or Vosh, or I don't care if you're Nazi or communist. I don't give a fuck. If you are in a scored debate, then your only purpose, especially when your brand depends on it, and that's how you pay bills, is to win. And it's kind of impossible to have a good faith discussion when the whole purpose of what you're doing at that very moment is to win. Even when I agree with you and we're on the same, we're vibing the same way as far as your ethical framework and all that, it's still, you're just trying to win. So, not that Kate on Twitter said, I would love to get like a panel where we're able to have like a nuanced discussion about something, and it's not, you could still disagree, right? But it's not about debate. It's not about winning. So I said, okay, let's go. I'm down. I DM'd her. I had to push my own, referencing L. I had to push my own imposter syndrome down a little bit, because every time I've thought about doing something like this, I go, I don't have time to read all, right? I gotta get up to speed on that, and yada yada yada. And then I puss out, and and my own imposter syndrome comes up. I said, I'm a DM. I'm like, you know what? If you get a panel together, I'll be on that. I'm like, okay, bet. And then immediately I get a group DM. Hey, so you all said you wanted down. Are you guys good? You ready for next week and Wednesday? And I'm like, oh shit. I said I was down, but can you give me like 2 or 3 months to like work up to it or no? So she was right. She went in. She was ready. She was ready to go. Room looks great. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. I am not actually down now. The internal workings were like, oh my God, okay, this is real. We'll see how it goes. We'll be live on Wednesday at 8 p.m. The lose-lose situation is what I was talking about with Blur. The lose-lose of it is we all say we hate debate bros. But who the hell's really trying to watch people have a calm, respectful conversation about something? We're going to be talking about authoritarianism and parenting. And how is parenting is parenting authoritarian in nature? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? And purposefully, she's not like nobody on the panel is going to be like a hard right winger who thinks you need to beat the shit out of your kids more. But we are coming from different perspectives, different backgrounds, and it's not a debate. So it could be cool, or it could be really fucking boring. Who knows? We'll see. Hopefully y'all show up for that and show some love. If y'all want to DM me or tag me on Discord, my position is going to be, I've been reading up on some stuff, getting prepared for it. My position is that traditional parenting is authoritarian in nature. And for the most part, when we're like not talking about like infants and young and little toddlers, like 2-3 year olds, it's a net harm. It's not a good thing. And so I want to advocate more for the kind of parenting that is really popular to make fun of, which is allowing your kids to have autonomy and introduce consent really early on when. Where traditional parenting is like, I'm not letting my kids tell me what they're gonna blah blah blah. So that's the kind of conversation we're gonna have on Wednesday. All right, what are we gonna talk about tonight though? Tonight's gonna be a little bit more. If you're here, if you've been here before, you already know what to expect. We're gonna start off with Democracy Now. And we're gonna get spun up on world news. I'm gonna watch a little bit of something that I saw right before I went live. Apparently, Destiny is admitting that Jewish lobbyists, or I should probably say Zionist lobbyists, for Israel, pay him money to give him talking points. I don't know. Which is wild because you usually don't admit shit like that. Like, yeah, they give me these talking points and they pay me money. The clip I saw was less about like that's why he says it, but the money is incidental. Like they feed him they give him information so he has the resources, and they also happen to pay him. Now, of course, you don't know, you're missing the context. Crew is out in force. So I said, you know what? Let's pull it up. Let's just watch it ourselves. Why not? Fresh and Fit went on the H3 podcast show and talked to Ethan Klein. I saw a little bit of that. We'll poke through that. 10 days ago, it's brand new to me because I haven't been watching too much of this stuff since on my hiatus. I've been more like in the gaming nerd mode in the past couple of weeks and less on the political trauma. That is the political drama of Brianna Joy Gray, had a debate with Cenk Uygur. We'll watch a little bit of that. It's an hour and a half. All these things are really long, and we're definitely not watching the whole thing. We'll poke around, we'll say some shit, and then we'll move on. Candance Owens goes on the Breakfast Club. Why? Who fucking knows? Charlemagne the God. He's one of those kinds of people that it seems like a lot, like you see it happens a lot. You've seen this with Dave Chappelle. You've seen this with Dave Chappelle, where if you want to talk about racial inequality, if you want to talk about the black experience, if you want to talk about what's wrong with white supremacy, yeah, these are well-spoken people that can really drop some gems sometimes. And then when they depart out of that little part, then shit gets problematic quick. Some of these kinds of people get. So I imagine that he's not gonna push this. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna watch that a little bit. And then a couple we'll close up with a couple videos from the Hill, talking about Candace Owens getting firing. And then I want to give my own little perspective on that whole deal. And I'll give you all a little bit of a spoiler because Left TV, can you make a case with gentle parenting and how authoritative parenting has seen more success than authoritarian parenting? Authoritative more than authoritarian? We'll have to talk offline about that. And you gotta let me know the differences. It's authoritative and authoritarian, or is that a typo? Did you mean those two words? Just a thought from a therapist perspective. Bet, yeah. No, I want to come prepared. I don't want to come talking bullshit. Diddy don't. Authoritarian versus authoritative. I see what you're saying. Yeah, we'll talk. Get me up to speed. Get me smart. If we have time at the end of the stream, we'll do some brain rot. So if anybody has anything from the cut, what's that one? The balloon pop one. Wasn't there like a balloon pop one? That yeah. Maybe we'll watch an episode of one of those at the end. Let's see. But to kick it all off, let's do this. Let's start off with the world's on fire. So let's get up to speed.
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. In Russia, the death toll has risen to 137 from an attack on a popular concert hall in Moscow on Friday. Authorities say gunmen opened fire inside a sold-out rock concert, then set the venue ablaze, the Crocus City Hall. More than 100 people were also injured, many in critical condition. Authorities in Russia have detained 11 people, including 4 men from Tajikistan who appeared in court today. They all appeared to have been badly beaten, possibly during interrogations. One suspect, who was in a wheelchair, seemed to lose consciousness during the court session. Reuters reports he may have had an eye missing. An affiliate of the Islamic State, ISIS-K, has claimed responsibility and posted video of the attack. Russian authorities have suggested Ukraine was involved in the attack, a claim strongly denied by Kyiv. We'll have more on the story after headlines with Professor Nina Khrushcheva and the New Yorker magazine's Joshua Yaffa.
I definitely want to look more into this. There's a one of the friends from the moderators in the I Freaking Love Comics group the YouTube channel that I did a couple years back with Respawn, actually. She is a Russian citizen and has been talking about this and how disgusted she is, how the world is just definitely okay with the way that those people are treated. And it's wild because you look, whether they did it or not, right? Some people are saying that they didn't, and that them being, getting their ass kicked like that is an example of that. They were obviously coerced. Maybe it's them, maybe it's not. Even if it was, even if it was them, this idea that that you could just beat the shit out of people and like, yup, that's what it is. Then, you know, if anybody thinks that that's cool, then don't call yourself a constitutionalist. Don't pretend like you care about human rights or the Constitution.
Horrifying accounts continue to come from Gaza City, where Israel's raid on Al-Shifa Hospital has entered a second week. Israeli forces have killed at least 170 people at the hospital and detained another 400. Survivors of the raid have told Al Jazeera Israeli tanks and armored bulldozers have driven over bodies and ambulances. Israeli forces are also attacking 2 other hospitals in Gaza. Meanwhile, the head of the UN Palestinian aid agency, UNRWA, says Israel's now denying access to all UNRWA food convoys to northern Gaza, even though the region is on the brink of famine. On Saturday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres traveled to the Rafah border crossing.
A long line of blocked red relief trucks on one side of the gates, the long shadow of starvation on the other. That is more than tragic. It is a moral outrage.
Over the weekend, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris warned against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu invading Rafah. She spoke to Rachel Scott of ABC News.
We have been clear in multiple conversations and in every way that any major military operation in Rafah would be a huge mistake.
A mistake, but would there be consequences if he does move forward?
Well, we're going to take it one step at a time, but we've been very clear in terms of our perspective on whether or not that should happen.
Are you ruling?
That would be really, really bad. That would be something that he should not do. And we would be hurt if he did that. Oh, okay, but if he does it, are you going to do anything about it? One step at a time, okay? Step 1, feel bad if that happens, and we have that. Check, okay? Please don't rush us. Please don't rush us. If they really cared about that, then they would stop giving the weapons to do it. That's 100%. This is all bullshit. It's all. But I will tell you this much. Look, here's the deal. I will tell you this much. If this is proof that all this shit is working, right? Anytime you hear that bullshit about how, you're blocking the roads. If anything, you're just making people mad at you. You're losing support. Nope. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. It's all anti-democracy, anti-free speech bullshit propaganda. You know what the real propaganda is? Is saying that things like throwing paint on pictures that have glass fronts on it or blocking traffic, that just hurts your position. No, the fuck it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It spreads the word around the world, not just your own country, but around the world. And this right here, them changing, even though it's right now, there's no bite to it. I'm not saying that we've won or anything like that. There's no venom, there's no teeth, and right now it's bullshit. But just them changing their tone. And you know what just recently happened? Netanyahu canceled his visit to D.C. I'm just saying.
Out that there would be consequences from the United States?
I am ruling out nothing.
This comes as Israel continues to carry out attacks across Gaza.
I love how meaningless "I rule out nothing" it is. Like, oh yeah, you rule out nothing? Do you rule out nuking Israel? Do you rule out rolling tanks through U.S. tanks to like? Obviously, there are things that are ruled out. You're just too much of a coward to say what is and isn't ruled out.
Where the death toll has topped 32,200. This is a Palestinian man named Yunus Qassab in Rafah.
Israel does not want a ceasefire. Instead, it wants to continue exterminating the Palestinian people. This is what Israel and America are planning simultaneously. They do not want a ceasefire. Israel seeks genocide against the Palestinian people and particularly the Gaza Strip, and this is a crime.
At the United Nations Security Council, China and Russia.
Just remember this. Just remember this. One of the most popular retorts is, even from like lefty moderates. Look, I mean, as long as they're Zionist. Look, you have hostages. Honestly, I don't give a fuck how many people that are going to die as long as you continue to support a group that's keeping hostages. Just give our hostages back. Hostages, hostages, hostages. Why don't you say anything about the hostages? All that. Netanyahu's and his government has said multiple times, even when the hostages come back, this is not over. The goal is to destroy, well, let's be fair. The goal, according to Israel, is to destroy Hamas. You can't destroy Hamas because everyone's Hamas to them. So giving up the hostages, not giving up the hostages, they're just gonna keep moving the goalposts. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Friday vetoed a Gaza ceasefire resolution drafted by the United States. China's ambassador to the UN, Zhang Jun, Nation Security
Strip, and this is a crime.
At the United Nations Security Council, China and Russia Friday vetoed a Gaza ceasefire resolution drafted by the United States. China's ambassador to the UN, Zhang Jun, criticized the text because it did not actually demand a ceasefire.
The final text remains ambiguous and does not call for an immediate ceasefire, nor does it even provide an answer to the question of realizing a ceasefire in a short time. This is a clear deviation from the consensus of the Council members and fell far short of the expectations of the international community. An immediate ceasefire is a fundamental prerequisite for saving lives, expanding humanitarian access, and preventing greater conflicts.
The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, criticized Russia and China for vetoing the resolution.
So let's be honest, for all the fiery rhetoric, we all know that Russia and China are not doing anything diplomatically to advance a lasting peace or to meaningfully contribute to the humanitarian response effort.
President
they're not doing anything, kind of like us, where we put out a resolution that kind of makes it seem like we're calling for ceasefire, but we're not. And anything that may even resemble a ceasefire is attached to returning hostages, even though Netanyahu has said that there won't be a ceasefire even after the hostages are returned. And oh, by the way, we are the main supplier of defense funding and defense logistics to enable this war. Shame on you, China. Shame on you. Fucking shit.
Biden signed a $1.2 trillion spending package to keep the federal government open until October. The Senate approved the appropriations bill 74-24. Independent Senator Bernie Sanders voted no because the bill stripped funding to UNRWA for the next year.
Tens of thousands of people are starving. UNRWA is trying to feed them, and the Israeli government and its allies like AIPAC spend much of their time lobbying to defund UNRWA, the major organization which is feeding starving people. Sadly, tragically, many members of Congress seem to be happy to be part of this starvation caucus.
In the House, the spending bill was approved 286 to 134. New York Congressmember Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who voted no, accused Israel of committing genocide during a speech on the House floor.
If you want to know what an unfolding genocide looks like, open your eyes. It looks like the forced famine of 1.1 million innocents. It looks like thousands of children eating grass as their bodies consume themselves while trucks of food are slowed and halted just miles away. It looks like good and decent people who do nothing, or too little, too late. It is against United States law to provide weapons to forces who block United States humanitarian assistance. And that is exactly what is happening right now.
Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant is in Washington, D.C. for meetings with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and others. Axios is reporting Gallant is coming with a, quote, long list of U.S. weapons Israel wants to receive in an expedited manner.
Of course.
Protests continued around the world this weekend. In Ireland, tens of thousands marched in Dublin to demand a ceasefire and freedom for Palestinians. In Chile, members of the Palestinian community, which is believed to be the largest Palestinian community outside of the Arab world, gathered with allies to call on President Gabriel Boric to break off all diplomatic relations with Israel.
We stand with the oppressed and against the oppressors. We are here to say no more crimes against humanity, so we protest. No more relations with the criminal state of Israel, which insults our nation.
Here in New York, hundreds of activists gathered outside the Metropolitan Museum of Art to demand the prestigious museum and its board members cut ties with companies that benefit from Israel's assault on Gaza and commit to helping, quote, preserve Palestinian cultural heritage sites being destroyed by Israel, unquote. Activists displayed a massive 30 by 50-foot quilt on the steps of the Met, modeled after the AIDS Memorial quilt. The Palestine quilt pieced together works by 64 global artists on the theme of, quote, from oppression to liberation, free Palestine, unquote. In Senegal, early results from Sunday's presidential election put the opposition candidate Bassirou Diomaye Faye in the lead. At least 5 of the 18 other candidates already conceded to Faye, who's backed by the popular opposition figure Ousmane Sonko, who himself is barred from running. But former Prime Minister Amadou Ba, who has the backing of outgoing President Macky Sall, said he expects the vote could head to a runoff. A final provisional vote tally is expected Tuesday. Supporters of Sonko and Faye took to the streets to celebrate nonetheless. Are facing rolling blackouts as second-largest city, Kharkiv, are facing rolling blackouts as Russia continues a wave of strikes against Ukraine's energy infrastructure. On Sunday, Russia hit an underground oil gas storage site. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces are continuing to attack Russian oil refineries despite a warning not to do so from the United States. The Financial Times reports the Biden administration fears the attacks inside Russia could drive up oil prices and provoke retaliation. Ukraine also hit 2 more Russian. In Brazil, police arrested 2 politicians and Rio de Janeiro's former police chief in a major breakthrough for the investigation into the 2018 assassination of Marielle Franco, an outspoken Rio councilwoman and activist. Investigators say brothers Chiquinho Brajão and Domingos Brajão, who also both once served on Rio de Janeiro City Council and remain in official positions, are suspected of masterminding the assassination, which also killed Franco's driver, Anderson Pedro Gomes. Former Rio Police Chief Rivaldo Barbosa is accused of obstructing investigations into the fatal shooting. Marielle Franco had fought against police brutality and became a voice for other LGBTQ and Black Brazilians who face discrimination. Her longtime partner, Monica Benicio, spoke Sunday following news of the arrests.
Today is without a doubt an important day for democracy in Brazil. It is the beginning of a new struggle. We want everyone to be held responsible and everyone to be identified so that we can finally have justice for Marielle and Anderson.
New York Attorney General Letitia James could begin seizing some of former President Donald Trump's assets today if he fails to meet a deadline to post a $454 million bond after losing a civil fraud case in New York.
They actually lowered that. Trump lowered bond, but which is weird because I mean I thought he was like stupid rich. He lowered his bond to 175 million from 454 million, which is, I mean, I don't understand. I just thought he could just pay that shit out like nothing. I want to see if he even pays that though. Let's see here. Does it come with a new is the bar on the side of your display meant to say my sample goal? No. But I feel like if I kind of like it anyway because I'm 75% of the way there and I have 72,000 days to get to the rest of the 25%. I think I'm on track. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not now I'm going to be doing that on the side. Hold on.
Last week, Trump's attorneys said the former president faces, quote, insurmountable difficulties in securing the bond after more than 30 companies refused to help him. Trump's attorneys have appealed the ruling, but a decision is not expected before today's deadline. This comes as Trump appears poised to make as much as $3 billion as the parent company of his social media platform, Truth Social, becomes a publicly traded firm following a merger last week. Meanwhile, Trump's expected back in court today in New York for a pretrial hearing in his hush money case. And in news from Capitol Hill, Republican Congressmember Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin has announced he will resign on April 19th. His seat will remain vacant until November. This will cut the House Republican majority to a one-vote margin. In other House news, Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene filed a motion Friday to remove House Speaker Mike Johnson just 5 months after he took the office after the ouster of Kevin McCarthy.
There we go. It's the YouTube sub goal is what it's supposed to be. Right now I'm at 465 subs on YouTube, and we are shooting for 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 because you have to have so many hours and then however many. I think they lowered the sub count, but it's supposed to. What I need to do is start putting content over there more often. But that's the goal. I'm going halfway to the goal, and we're in March. So let's see if we can make what's that 535 subs before the end of the year. So we're shooting.
Other political news, New Jersey First Lady Tammy Murphy has dropped out of the Democratic primary race for Robert Menendez's Senate seat, clearing the way for Congressmember Andy Kim and others in the Democratic primary. Menendez, who is facing multiple corruption charges, has announced he won't run in the Democratic primary, but hasn't ruled out running again as an independent if he's exonerated. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy.
For systemic flaws of the ruling class, he breaks it down. No need to harass analyzing policies dissecting the news with every stream. My ghostwriter right there. All right, so this is what I was talking about before. With let's see here. Is Destiny getting paid? So here's the danger here. Here's the here, let me put this as Destiny getting paid. Here's the danger here. I see this a lot with people with like keffels. There's this thing that happens that they do. I think Keffels does it more obviously, like it's more obvious that it's a joke. But it's when they do like all right, y'all, I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night, man eater. They do this thing where they pretend to have like this crazy take so that it goes viral. We saw it with who's that dude? Who's the guy who talks with a black accent? He's a Jewish dude, black wife comedian, Rappaport. So Rappaport, there was a short video of him talking in thanks for the resub. Appreciate you. A resub with the Amazon Prime with some Bezos bucks. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Respawn with the resub. Hold on, Twitter. So Rappaport was supposedly in a in a like it looks like an apartment or a hotel hallway of him pretending it's him or somebody who looks like him or whatever the fuck. And it's like he's talking to his handler. He's talking to here, let's just watch it.
For the videos I've been getting, if I say Israel, a certain price for the videos I've been getting. If I say Israel, you got to pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, you pay me a certain price. If I say Zionist, Israel, and Jewish, that's the big three, I get paid for that. Right, same as always. Yeah, just keep paying me the same thing. Zionist, Israel, Jewish, you pay me. No problem. If I do but what if I do a watermelon emoji and if I say something about fuck Palestine? If I say fuck Palestine on camera, okay, you're gonna give me more. Okay, cool.
All right, so when I first saw that, I thought it was pretty obvious that it's clickbait, right? That it's either maybe AI, maybe a lookalike. But do I think that somebody as media trained as Michael Rappaport would be talking loudly in what is clearly a hotel or apartment hallway? This doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. So yeah, exactly. T Streets. Staged, fake. I don't know what it is. Then later on, he goes on Twitter and he says something along like, "That's fake. It's not me." But then recently, somebody else shared another video of him saying, "Yeah, that was me, and I have handlers," or like admitting it, but then trying to walk it back. And then other people, and I'm like, what is this? What's going on here? This is like, there's like this new tactic. I don't know if it's new or not, but it's just like, it seems blatant to me. But then other people come out and they're like, "Oh no, look, here it is right here. He's on here talking about how Nazis are cool." It makes you wonder about the whole Kanye West thing. Like, does Kanye West actually like Hitler, or he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna use the media to my advantage and I'm gonna make a ton of money doing it"? Here's my guess. I think Michael Rappaport did say this. I think that is Michael Rappaport. But I think Michael Rappaport is laughing all the way to the bank. He puts out this thing. He lets it go viral. He becomes relevant in the Twitterverse again. His videos are monetized. And even when they're being hate watched, right? Even when they're being hate watched, this shit goes down like this. He's a hip hop head that played a skinhead in Higher Learning. Yeah. I think it's all for clicks. It's all for relevance. It's all for money. Sometimes people do it to play a joke. I mentioned Keffels earlier, and a popular one is why I'm detransitioning. Okay, we know you're not. Okay, so if you click, if you think it's real, then you're silly. But even if you don't think it's real, you're like, "Oh, I wonder what the joke is," you know? And then sure shit, it was, "I'm detransitioning to a cis woman." Okay, all right, got it. The algorithm doesn't care if you like the video or not. Exactly. When on Nerds of Culture, we interviewed Alyssa Mercante, and they thought they were really doing something by rating the video and giving downvotes. Well, little do you know, I'm a manager on Blur Without Fear's channel. I can go into the analytics, and let me tell you all something. All those people that were clicking down votes, all those people watching the video, it all translated. The revenue kept going up because they're idiots, because they're that stupid. It's like, cool. So yeah, exactly. Appreciate that, T Streets. So why am I bringing this up? Well, when I first saw Destiny It was a clip on when I first saw Destiny talk about getting paid. It was a clip. Actually, you know, we'll watch it, and because I kind of wanna break it down a little bit, because there is a trend that I really don't like seeing. It's unfortunate, really. And it's the way that people are using Israel being a genocidal piece of shit government, and the Zionists that are caping for them also being genocidal pieces of shit, as a way. And understandably, it's a very short hop. It doesn't take very much to get there, but as a way to be anti-Semitic. This video is the one I saw on Twitter, and the song behind it is what is it called? Have a Nagira, I think it is. It's like the wedding song, I think. Like, it's playing in the background of this and growing in volume. Listen, even if this were true, the fact that Zionist organizations are putting out money is an example of the way people with money disproportionately have power in the world that you live in. It is not an example of how Jews control the world. It seems like it would be an easy thing to be able to discern, but I'm telling you, you listen to people and you really start to, like, people start showing their asses. People start beginning to be like, oh, this is that thing that you were really wanting to say the whole time, and now you get to say it because Israel's committing a genocide. But here's the original video, and you can listen to the music, but really the point is what Destiny is saying.
Did you really message Ben? What do you mean? Yeah, of course. Ever since I started the Israel-Palestine arc, I've gotten so many connections. I've gotten like new payment processors. I get like there's a lot of people there's a lot of organizations.
Now, real quick, to set this up, just so you guys know where I'm going with this. Supposedly, he's joking. Some of the comments are, I'm so confused. People can't possibly think he's being serious. This is obviously a joke. No, people do believe this. Anyways, yeah, I'm trying to go back. There's more. This post is bait for anti-Semites, and so many are biting. He's just saying. He says he's getting paid by the Jalamunjai, and people think he's being Jalamuni, Jalumni. Oh, the Jalumni, okay, the Jalumni. Yeah. And people think he's being serious. Now, my problem with this video here is, if you don't know, if you don't watch Destiny on the regular, which I don't, except for like clips like this, I want you all to watch this, and I want you to tell me body language, tone, what the fuck is the indicator here that is supposed to tell me he's kidding? I don't get it.
I've gotten like new payment processors. I get like there's a lot of people there's a lot of organizations that kind of like send me revenue, and they shoot me like talking points or whatever, or they'll like recommend me like books. They don't like control what I say on stream, of course, but they'll like suggest like, hey, you should take a look.
Yeah, the little added commentary, the little like, well, they don't control what I say, like to like, you know, to make sure people don't think that they're actually controlling what happens on the stream. Nothing here is like, I'm just kidding, guys.
Look at this, and then, you know, and then they also sound like a decent chunk of change. I was like, well, if you're gonna pay me, you know, like 30,000 new shekels or whatever, why the fuck would I not take a look at the material that you want me to read and repeat on stream? And also part of this is connecting me to kind of like a network of, they call them the Jalumni. It's like alumni, but for Jews.
Okay, so the Habanaguri music gets louder and louder and louder. And then somebody says, well, if you listen to the whole thing in context, it's very clear that he's kidding. So you know what I said? Good point. So let's watch it in context. This is from the Destiny channel. I guess he unlists the thing, but somebody had a link to it or whatever. Let's see. Was he kidding?
Okay, real quick. I just want to, just so everybody knows exactly. Are you seeing the mass shooting in Russia right now? Do you mean the war? Did you really message Ben? What do you mean? Yeah, of course. Ever since I started the Israel-Palestine arc, I've gotten so many connections. I've gotten like new payment processors. I get like there's a lot of people that will, or there's a lot of organizations that kind of like send me revenue and they shoot me like talking points or whatever, or they'll like recommend me like books. They don't like control what I say on stream, of course, but they'll like suggest like, hey, you should take a look at this. And then, and then they also send like a decent chunk of change. I was like, well, fuck, why? If you're going to pay me, like 30,000.
See, and this is what I mean. Okay. Look at the chat. Mossad, Laughy Face, all the Pepes, the fucking, the big haha here. Is this for his people? Because they all seem to know immediately that he's kidding. And I'm not even trying to say he's not kidding. What I'm trying to say is, how the fuck is anybody supposed to know? This is not about understanding nuance. This is not about like, oh, you guys need to touch grass. You don't even know when someone's kidding. No, you don't know. You know when he's kidding because you have an unhealthy parasocial relationship with him, that you understand his mannerisms because he's your dad. But if he's anybody else, if this was anybody else, there's no fucking way that anybody would be able to know he was kidding.
New shekels or whatever. Why the fuck would I not take a look at the material that you want me to read and repeat on stream? And also part of this is connecting me to kind of like a network of, they call them the Jalumni. It's like alumni, but for Jews, I guess. And then in these Jalumni,
maybe that's the part right there. Maybe the Jalumni is the key. That seems a little silly.
Imagine you kind of have the like the war room, okay, but it's not actually the war room. They call it the new Yeshuv on Discord, and in this Discord there's a whole bunch of like really powerful Jewish people that I have access to if I want to chat with them about any particular issue. And Shapiro, obviously, and the other co-owner of the Daily Wire in there. And after my Candance Owens conversation, yeah, I reached in there. I was like, Ben, what the fuck? Like, this lady is like slandering me on fucking Twitter. Can you do something about this? And he'll tap his Jewish contacts. He'll see how receptive I've been to some of the money that they kind of like funneled to me to look at like the talking point shit related to Israel Palestine. And then he said, feels like I checked out. And then, yeah. Are we good? Is that enough for a clip? No, I didn't talk to anybody about fucking Candance Owens, you fucking retard. Why the fuck would I do that? No. Remember, it's not even that I don't do it at a principle or something. It would look really bad. I don't ever want it when I'm chatting with people. This happened after I think Fuentes.
So he does it on purpose. That's why I brought up the Michael Rappaport thing. That's why I brought up the Michael Rappaport thing. Like he shows his ass, but just not in the way that people think. Is that enough for a clip? Is the tell. Like, he knows that it's gonna go viral, and I hadn't actually watched that. I watched that for the first time just now. I was waiting to see what the context was. And obviously, if you're there in the chat, you know exactly. I mean, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? Again, if you watch him a lot, then you already know his mannerisms. You knew he was joking from the get because you know him so well, whatever. But it's not so much that he's kidding. It's the fact that he knows that he's big enough to get clipped. And what does that do? That increases relevance, and it gets him paid. But yeah, I'm thinking the Jalumni should have been really the big one there. Because I don't think they would actually. Even if there was like, you know, do you know how rich people all rub elbows? Rich people who are like-minded and think alike. We're not talking about secret societies. We're talking about the ones that do it in your face, the ones that start lobbying committees. If people don't think that there are extremely rich Zionists that talk and get together to talk strategy in the same way that other activists, come together and talk strategy on how to win in government, of course that fucking happens. They're not going to call themselves the Julamni. Exactly, APAC. Exactly correct. Exactly. Anyways, now we gotta. I'm gonna clip that last part, and I'm just gonna share it in all the threads, just to like make sure all the threads die immediately. All right. Fresh and fit. I think the interview is, let's see, it goes from 106. Oh my God, how, bro? How? We're not even gonna work close to it. We're gonna jump around. We're gonna see if we can see any. We're gonna see if we can find any interesting topics or questions to see how they react. But Ethan Klein talked to Fresh and Fit. Let's see. Starts here at 106, right? This is not a react. This is not this long because he's reacting to an interview and he has all this shit to say whilst pausing and shit like that. No. This is him live talking to them. Starts at 106 and the segment ends at 3:39. That is 2.5 hours of talking to Fresh and Fit. That's fucking wild. That's wild. There's no fucking way. There's no way. But we'll start a little bit of it. Fresh and Fit are not only sexist pieces of shit, grifters of the highest order, but they are absolutely huge piece of shit anti-Semites. 100%. Ethan Klein's takes on Zionism and Israel have been pretty much shit from it was okay, like it was problematic, but like you could save him sort of okay when he was doing his deal with Hassan. But as that degraded and then their relationship ended, it's only gotten worse, right? But like most things, people are more than their single opinion on a certain topic. He's still pretty funny and relevant for other things, right? And so calling out Fresh and Fit is going to be something that, of course, he's going to be good at. I don't know if he's like the smartest dude ever. He's not somebody that nobody should be watching any content creator or influencer for, to get smarter. You know what I mean? Even if it's infotainment, you could learn some shit. Be like, oh shit, I didn't know that. That's cool. But it should not be your source of learning. That said, let's watch it.
Thank you, guys. Love y'all. All right.
All right. I am admitting them to the room right now. Here we go.
My boys, my dogs. What's up, players?
Wait, hold on.
Oh, they can't
Probably
hear
have
me.
to connect their audio. 1 second. Hello, can you hear us okay?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you guys hear us?
We can. And
I can hear you guys good, yeah.
Are you seeing our video feed okay?
Yeah, we are. We can see your video feed.
Beautiful.
We can hear you.
Ethan lost some weight. That's great. I did. Thanks for noticing. I appreciate that. Thanks,
Oh,
man.
good job on that.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you saying that.
And that's not even us trying to be funny. Like, dead serious. That's great.
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
No, I know. I know. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. So,
All right, nice cities.
I like to just mention it because sometimes, like,
Not many people can do live, so we're one of the few.
you know what?
Yeah.
Just to say something nice about you guys, and we put on 3 live.
Kudos and say there's not many podcast live streamers. It's us, you, Timcast and Crowder. That's really it that I could think of. That
Pretty much.
And PBD. They just started doing it. So
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Listen, I'm gonna say something that maybe when it comes to people who do video essays versus live streaming, they both have their challenges. They both have like, well, one, you have to know shit right on the spot, or do you? Look, live streaming is exponentially easier than video essays, hands down. Depending on the kind of information that you're trying to put out there. If you're trying to be like scholarly, it's definitely harder to live stream than to gather information and present it in a sort of live lecture sort of situation. Now, if you are a scholar who does lectures, then sure, yeah, of course, live stream or not, it's gonna be that's what you do. But most of the people who are doing this are entertainers, right? And so thinking on your feet is one thing, but bullshitting, and we're about to see it because I've seen a couple clips already. Bullshitting on your feet, that's super easy. That's super easy. It depends on your community. True.
Coconuts, you have a service dog, and he's so cute.
No, they were tasty, man.
This is establishing rapport. This is an attempt to like, hey, I'm being good faith. No, I'm being good faith. And all right, we know what's happening. Calm down.
It is.
There you go.
You know what? I'm trying to be respectful. I call you Coconuts on the show because of the Coconuts Barbados thing. I'm going to call you Walter's your name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be respectful. But anyway, I love your dog. I love your dog.
So what do you want to debate, man? I know that you guys wanted to have this discussion with us. We're happy to have it.
Okay. So
nice, respectful debate, whatever you want to discuss.
All right, so let's start from here. Just it's topical, so I'll bring it up. Is the Tate Bros got arrested again?
Yeah.
And well, first of all, Aiden Ross did that shit, right? Like, do you think he should be catching some flack from the community?
We don't know enough to comment on that. So, I mean, I don't know, Fresh, if you know anything else that I
Well, I
know.
will say this.
But
they were arrested, but they were also released as well.
Immediately, yeah.
So that's good news right there.
True. They were released, but the judge-ish said they can be extradited to the UK just after their case finishes, and went further and said they're not allowed to leave the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know too much about as far as like the Aiden situation and if that actually led. I know that I'm confident they're innocent. We know that this stuff is BS. These women have made these accusations before. So,
can I ask you this? If you found out for sure that Aiden, him saying that is what got him arrested, do you think that he should catch shit for that? Because I feel like he really, if it's true, which it seems like it is like crazy snitching. Like he got his boy arrested. Like it's crazy.
At the finest.
Yeah. But we don't know. We just simply.
I mean,
like what the fuck?
Just confirmed.
Dude, even Tate's.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't care about any of this. The short of it is that Aiden Ross says some shit. I forgot Aiden Ross did get him. Yeah, apparently he went on stream and said some shit like, "Oh yeah, he told me he's about to get out of here." I don't know if I'd call that snitching as much as you're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? But I mean, also, who gives a fuck?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So what I said was we wouldn't even have been friends with him had that been a thing. We know these guys.
That's not an answer. That's not an answer, though.
I'm telling you, we wouldn't have been even friends with him in the first place.
Do you usually have trouble not answering questions directly?
No, it's not about that. It's about just, it's not even a real point.
I mean, it's a real question. It has a question mark behind it.
It's not even a scenario because they didn't do it.
It's a hypothetical situation, which is what I explained in the beginning.
I'm telling you, we wouldn't even have been friends in the first place. If they
Walter
were
crushed that question, by the way. He absolutely crushed it. He's like, nope. And I was like, yo, Walter's the man. It's easy.
Well, like I said before, we wouldn't even have been friends if that was the case. And we know these guys well.
Yeah,
and they're not.
I hear you. That's not an answer to my question, though.
Fine.
But anyway, what evidence would be required? Is guilt just hype?
I'm telling you that the reason why I'm so, strong on this is because I've looked at the case, I've looked at the evidence, I've looked at everything, I've looked at the surveillance footage. I know who the individuals are that made these allegations, and it's all a farce, bro. It's all a lie. That's why I can speak so confidently about it, and I'm telling you because I know these individuals personally. I spent a significant amount.
So he's playing a role here where he's just gonna not answer questions now. It's because he needs these people to be on his side. This is loyalty to somebody that you consider to be your superior, and he's afraid of getting the same kind of flack that Aiden Ross would get. Like, if I say something wrong and piss them off, I'm not going to have the support and funding that I need. Not even talking about directly Aiden Ross, but just, Andrew Tate, but the kind of community that Andrew Tate has control over. Kind of a little bit like Trump, right? Where maybe you don't agree with him, but I got to pretend I agree with him if I want to, win my next election type shit. So he's just going to get a dance around topics because he doesn't even want to accidentally say some shit.
Amount of time with them, I know that they're innocent.
So, Myron, you worked on cases like this before.
And I've done cases like this before as well.
You're not a lawyer. I mean, what the fuck? What do you mean you've worked cases like this? You don't have credentials to talk about that?
I've arrested human traffickers.
Since when are police lawyers? You have no legal standing to say you've worked on cases like this. You don't have any authority.
Hold on. I'm the one that has to bring the case to the lawyer for prosecution, and I have to develop the evidence. What are you talking about?
Develop the evidence? Does that mean faking evidence? What do you mean developing the evidence?
Okay.
I'm being facetious there. I'm not actually accusing you of anything. But Walter, I saw you raise your hands like, get a load of this guy. Since when do you believe that a police officer has the training and authority to comment on legal proceedings?
Well, before the case is even brought up in the court, someone has to do the work, right?
Yeah, they arrest people.
Right.
When is that?
Okay, so I hate when shit happens where you gotta kind of defend the pieces of shit. Ethan Klein, it seems to be a little bit off here. There are absolutely people who work cases like human trafficking or like special victims, right? And they absolutely do get involved with building the case, right? Reporting the case, doing the interviews. And even if it's from like an indirect sort of way, they watch what cases go to court and what cases are thrown out. What cases do prosecutors accept? Which don't they accept? Which, you know what I mean? Like, they have, the shitty part about cops though is, let me just in case anybody thinks I'm defending cops here. No, the shitty part about cops is that they know what gets thrown out. And let me tell you all something. They write their reports with that knowledge in mind. They will write the report in a way, I know, because even as a military police, we're not dealing with murders very often and shit like that. But you write a report, like on a DOI report, and the person checking your report says, you can't put that, it's going to get thrown out in court. So from the beginning, you are trained to write a report so that it sticks. Now, it's not always lying, but it sure as shit playing with words. Yep, cops do collect evidence and they turn it over to the courts. Yeah, they collect evidence, they process evidence, they write the reports, and also, like I said, they also are there in the courts testifying very often, and they watch and see which courts are thrown out. Would I listen to a cop regarding a court case as much as I would listen to a lawyer? No. But I also wouldn't listen to a lawyer who's not on the case as much as I listen to a lawyer on the case. It's all about degrees removed from the situation, and a cop is definitely going to have more essay on have more awareness on what is or isn't plausible in a court case than the random individual.
Going cases and talking to juries, and for example, lawyers.
And girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated.
I mean, that's illegal, right? What he just described.
So you're showing me a bunch of clips from a course.
Please say out of context. Please say out of context.
Yeah.
From a decade ago. Well, what's the purpose?
Did it stop being illegal since it was 10? He says that he falsifies. But you said he didn't break the law, and he's saying here that he falsifies tax document he lies to his employees, if you want to call that, to control them. He lies on their taxes and steals money from them. Is that not a problem?
So what is your point of contention here? Is this a debate on Andrew Tate now? Is this what this is going to be?
Is this, bro, are you seriously trying to get out of this so quickly? You can't even engage it at all.
I'm saying I thought we were going to debate on masculinity or whatever, but go ahead. What's your point of contention?
Well, no, this is my only question about Tate. I don't continue to go on and on about him. Yeah.
No, tell me specifically, what's your point of contention here? Is it him having a girl come with him to have dinner with the chick? Is it the taxes? What is it specifically?
It's actually, like I had said, the taxes part seems to be explicitly illegal and exploitative. Like, there's no other way to interpret that unless you can illuminate me.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Ethan. Do you make as much money as the people that work for you?
Can I ask you this question, Myron? Do you have trouble answering direct questions?
No, I'm answering your question right now, but I need you to understand my perspective where I'm coming here, so it makes sense. Do you make as much as the people that work underneath you? The answer is probably no, right? You make more money than they do, correct? Because you're the boss, you run the podcast, they are subordinates, correct?
Sure.
So same in this situation. The women work for him. He has a webcam business. He takes the money and he does this with it to go ahead and run business. Okay.
Do you actually believe that?
Tax laws are different. Yeah.
So he goes, yeah, it doesn't matter that he's falsifying tax documents. He's the boss. Okay, fucking dumb. I want to get to the anti-semi part.
I would never use the N-word, Walter.
There we go.
Let me watch this one more time, and then we can move on.
Okay. Well, we
mentioned the minor thing. What, Walter?
He was a minor when he did that.
Also, you're a podcaster, right? So you know guests come on your show all the time. What about your bad guests? I can name a few.
Yeah, it wasn't a combative interview. You guys, you know what I mean? Like, you guys were laughing and having a good time and being like, oh shit.
Well, as podcasters, Ethan, we let our guests talk. So whatever they want to say, they can say because it's their podcast. Now, granted, you yourself are a podcaster too. And your guests are very, very, very well endowed as well. Actually, bro, your guests are really well out there, like Liver King, scammer. Isn't that one of your friends too? Actually, if I'm correct, you follow him on Instagram. That's your real friend. And he scammed how many people? Millions?
Yeah.
Wait, no, isn't that your friend? Damn, that's your friend, buddy.
Coco.
That's fucked up, bro.
Coco, you gotta chill. You gotta hit that island breeze, man. You're getting emotional.
I know, bro. I love it. It's chill.
I mean, if you're gonna use that angle of like, you brought this guy on your podcast,
my friend.
He's not even our friend, bro.
No, it wasn't that you. Okay, you know what? I misspoke when I said he would.
I'm telling you that. But we gotta have things in context.
Go ahead and do your thing. You guys are getting emotional, though. I have to say.
No, we're not getting emotional.
Emotions are high. We need to take a breath.
I'm just describing to you that he was describing his life story, which involved criminal and nefarious acts. Okay.
By the way, Liver King was exposed after he came on our show.
Oh, well, maybe you should do your research. Maybe.
What? With a fucking crystal ball, Walter?
Oh, well, guess we need a crystal ball too.
No.
You said you didn't know he did these crimes when he was on your show?
It's in your head, Ethan. No, oh my God.
Yeah. Do you understand how future and past are different?
Ethan, I guess we both need a crystal ball.
Walter, do you understand the difference between future and past? Are you aware of temporal changes?
Well, you guys some things in the future with fucking around with animals and getting caught with a gun and shit. This is after the fact. How are we supposed to know that?
Well, no, I'm talking about the rape. Okay. The reason I brought up his rap sheet is not to say you guys knew about it. Is to show you guys.
How dare you, Ree? How dare you do work and get money to feed yourself and pay for a roof over your head? I thought you were better than that. I thought you were better than that. Yeah. One thing I gotta give it to Ethan Klein. I really do have to give it to him. just the ability to just stay composed and just be like, okay. And then they end up just like trip over themselves looking like dumbasses. It's wild. It's wild. He's really good at it. He's really good at it.
That he is a serious criminal. He was, and he still is. So to say that he's embellishing it, I think is giving him a lot of, is giving the story more time.
Nah.
And then,
That's with us on this thing.
yeah. Did you not want to, would you, I'm curious about your guys' reaction. Let me see this.
Trains on white girls.
Choo choo.
I mean, he's smiling.
Just go to Robin Hood.
You guys laugh.
we used
Choo
to-
choo, choo choo.
Yeah, running trains on girls, okay.
And then you went choo choo.
Yep. Because that's considered consensual sex most of the time when you run a train on a girl.
Okay, let's see how this develops.
Do it without permission. So it's not like she came over and said,
Wow, talk about timing. God damn. You could not have set that up better. Stretch, thank you. Will do. Oh, that's a good one. Elite X1, what's going on? Hey, Sig Fang, Elite X1. Look, I know you guys got jobs and real life and friends, and friends in the real world where you go to bars and shit. But I need pawns, okay? Let's go. Let's get to level 31, 32, 33. And let's get it.
Pew pew.
I wish. I'm gonna get back into it. You got a job to go to? Okay. All right. Then we gotta do like a fundraiser. Didn't you say, is that you or Sig Fang? One of y'all said you had a Steam Deck. Aren't you like the computer guy? You need a Steam Deck. Take that shit to work. Get on Dragon's Dogma. Oh shit. Yeah, you could not set this up. You could not set this up any better. Matter of fact, let's go back a little bit. Not you, no.
Okay, let's see how this.
Because that
choo.
Running train.
So running train, choo choo. That's true, by the way. Nothing wrong with getting a train run on. But what's funny is this. Here's what's funny. Just as a side note, I'm a sex positive kind of dude. If you are a woman and you go, yeah, I love getting trains run on me, then fucking high five. Good for you. That's cool. Fist bump, get yours, right? But this crew right here, they don't say that shit. They don't go, oh, that's dope. No, they spend their entire career shitting on girls like that. But you know what's funny? If you're the dude running trains on people, then you're dope. That's what's up. That's good to go right there. Kinda. So he's calling out Fish and Fit right now. We're gonna get to the anti-Semitic shit in a minute, but they keep catching my ADHD ass, and I'm like, ooh, what are they talking about right here? It's a 2.5 hour thing, so we're bouncing around a little bit. The train running dudes, they use that as bragging rights. 100%. So he's giving them shit for having somebody on their podcast, and so check this out.
I'm curious about your guys' reaction. Let me see this.
Trains on white girls.
Choo choo.
I mean, he's smiling.
Just go to Robin Hood.
You guys laugh.
we used
Choo
to-
choo, choo choo.
Yeah, running trains on girls, okay.
And then you went choo choo.
Yep. Because that's considered consensual sex.
That's considered consensual sex. You couldn't even set that up. It's not even like it's staged or scripted. You cannot set up what's about to happen next better.
Most of the time when you run a train on a girl.
Okay, let's see how this develops.
Do it without permission. So it's not like she came over and said, hey, I want to sleep
What? Oh, full screen it. My bad. Let me do that.
with all you guys.
Yeah.
We say, hey, man, that white girl like you. Get over here. And then we put,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
we just come in with dicks out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she.
Now, if somebody's committing you with the worst crime that's ever been, the worst thing someone could do, I mean, I understand that you guys are shocked that he said it, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, I don't know what you do here, but bro,
Yeah.
hold the L.
Yeah,
Hold the
you're
L.
really
What are you doing here, bro?
really trying to grasp at anything here. I see what you're like. Again, he's telling his life story. All right, we're listening. Again, he says we come out with our dicks out, and we're like, what the fuck? So it's like that. Like I think anybody would be like, "What the fuck? Like what the hell?"
How much longer? How much longer did this interview
Where this
go
going?
after that revelation that he mass raped? He's a mass rapist. How much longer did the convo go? Did you guys kick him out or anything?
I don't recall how much longer it
Well,
went.
actually, Ethan, if you saw, we're not friends at all. And actually, after the show, we had some beef.
Oh,
If you
for
saw-
real? What'd you guys
Yeah,
beef
we're not-
about?
Everything.
We
bro.
don't. Yeah, we just don't get along.
Everything.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
So, I mean, this is another.
You were saying that we're his friend, bro? Come on.
We're
man.
I take that. You know what? I misspoke. I don't know if you guys are friends. That's fine.
It's the angle you try to approach it on.
You do that a lot, though. You speak a lot, honestly.
Well,
Don't you?
I mean, I'm willing. If I say that you guys are friends, and,
be honest,
and
I'm not
I'm
even-
wrong, I'll admit it. I
Explain
don't
that.
know if you guys were friends. I don't think that detail's
not.
important.
We're not.
Okay,
And
go off Twitch. Yeah. Okay, Twitch. You're being wrong here by saying that you're.
Okay, so okay. We didn't know. We didn't know. It's fine.
Okay. There you go.
And we didn't know that he was going to
Hey,
say that
but
shit.
you-
We didn't.
you guys did.
We're not.
All right.
All right.
But the critique, he's gonna let him go because they're just gonna keep yelling. But the critique is, how did you react to that? Right? Like, what did you like? I'm sitting here, and I'm imagining. Let's just pretend I'm on a podcast and I have a guest on, and we're talking about man shit, right? Me and Chris had a podcast called The Melanated Timeline where we, do the show from from a man's perspective. It's supposed to be like kind of like an anti-red pill kind of shit, right? If we got a guest on and the guest comes out and was like, well, I don't know, I went into this thing and then she didn't even know I was there and I didn't ask permission, I just did it. And we would do that shit all the time. There's no laughing. There's no like even if I want to be super, super charitable, I hear that. The most kind of laugh you might get is like, oh, what? And then it's going to get serious. It's going to get really, that's rape. Like, are you really here on the show talking about how you raped all these people? That's what's like, you bringing up some shit like that and not even challenging it? But they're going to be like, hey, it's a podcast. That's what we do. We let people tell their life story about how they rape people, and then we laugh about it, and then we move on to the next topic.
So, thank you guys. Moving on.
Ethan, can I ask you a question, bro?
Go ahead.
I think, honestly speaking, bro, you're a great person at heart.
Well,
But
thanks. That
sometimes
makes two of us.
Things can happen where
Thanks for the bits, Elite.
we misspeak on what we say.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, me and Myra were coming up in the YouTube streets, Rumble streets, trying to make a name for ourselves. And somebody made an accusation against my friend Myron here. Some, Listerine was misplaced and not used correctly. But all of a sudden, you and your team came to the defense of this person, allegations, and surprisingly, you said that we were rapists. And I was like,
Didn't say
no.
that. That's actually that's a flat out lie. I
Why'd
don't
you
know
say
why
that?
you need to lie about that.
You insinuated.
Did
and also
not.
many-
That it
Nope.
was sexual assault.
I've got all the clips. You guys want to go over it?
You insinuated that it was sexual assault, is what you.
Look up, baby.
That's true. That's true. And I believe it was, by the way, and we can go over that. I do believe you did sexually assault her, Myron, and we can go over that.
She didn't even want to say that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
know. I know exactly. That's why I'll say it. I'll say it for her.
You'll say it for her. Okay. Okay, then.
Anyhow,
Remember, women are famous. Still trying, isn't he? He's actually doing a good job here. What's up, Matt? Famous for never being afraid to say that they were essayed. Yeah, that never happens, especially when the people that are your assaulters are powerful or have a lot of money or have a lot of influence. Totally impossible.
Coconuts, you misspeak a lot.
I'm not even mad about that. Like, I'm not
Coconuts,
even. Honestly, I'm
do you
not even
think
that
rape
angry.
is the same as?
Hold
Okay.
hold on, Ethan. If this was you, bro, and someone accused you of this, you know what I'd say? I need all the evidence before I say Ethan did this. Because as a man,
That's
what we go
true.
through, bro, it's terrible. Women lie all the time and say, oh, he did this and that, which normally could not be true. And we believe it because she said it. First is, what does Ethan say? You know what? I'll give Ethan that benefit of doubt. Unfortunately, you didn't go that. You say, you know what? Fuck these niggas. They're rapists. Yeah.
I participated in a couple of trains, and when that happened, it was the woman's idea. That's how it's supposed to go. You probably want to let them know, have your people call these guys people and let them know that's how it's supposed to go down. It should be, what is it they call it? Enthusiastic consent, you know?
Yeah.
And also,
I would never use the
We did
N
our
word, Walter.
podcast.
How dare you? Or well, not today anyway.
And then we did our podcast, right? And we debunked it. We showed the text message. We showed everything.
Yeah.
And
so let's look at the clips then. Instead of talking hypothetically, let's just dig in.
Yeah, no, there's a couple different fantasy worlds here. It's what world do they live in where most people believe them? What world do they live in where most of them are lying? So many women are lying. I'm sorry, the science is already in. The jury is not out on that. The vast majority of women, of people, right, men and women, and everything in between, that say that they were sexually assaulted, were sexually assaulted, and you have to really go out and cherry pick. Oh man, I pressed end. God damn it. You really got to go out and cherry pick. Look at this one. Not only that, they'll go out and find people, and they can't even. And it's very rare to find people that are like, yeah, I made it up. I was mad. I was just mad. No, what you got to find is they have to add this to the number. That's why it gets them all riled. Excuse me. They gets them all riled up. Is they go find cases where they didn't have enough evidence, and the guy was exonerated. Now, I just want everybody to remember, just keep this in your pocket. Not guilty is not the same as innocent. Not guilty is not the same as innocent. And even our court system knows that. Look, because you're just supposed to be presumed innocent out the gate. Everybody's innocent out the gate. And to get otherwise, you have to have enough, and just the nature of what SA is, well, then, sometimes you can't prove it.
Confessing now and then that you lifted her top and commented on her breast. That I heard her say he jumped. I think he may have. Bro, I lose 10,000 every month. Assault her, Myron, and we can go over that. I'll say.
There we go.
Anyhow,
Coconuts, you misspeak a lot. You
about that. Like,
Coconuts,
I'm
you
not
think
even
rape
angry.
is the same as?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, Ethan. If this was you, bro, and someone accused you of this, you know what I'd say? I need all the evidence before I say.
That's 100%. I'm not gonna name names, but I have a buddy who has a buddy, a friend of a friend. I don't know the lawyer, but me and this buddy have talked before about the legal system and how it works. And one thing that other buddy has said, the lawyer who is a criminal attorney, a defense attorney, he's like, it is my job. Listen, this is the legal system right here. This is the legal system as it absolutely, and any lawyer will tell you, this is not about being illegal. It's kind of like how when we talk about cops, planting evidence, that's illegal, right? No, we're talking about the actual system as defined in the textbooks. Is that it is not a process by which you go to find the truth. Your job is to do one thing, and that is to, without lying, do everything in your power to ensure your client is found either not guilty or at least the most reduced charges possible. On the other side, prosecutors are doing everything in their power to make sure they get a guilty verdict and get the worst possible. That is literally the system. They'll tell you that's the system. The problem with that whole deal is that you'll find lawyers that go, yep, and you know what we do? We find out that she had a train ran on her. I'm going to bring that up because it is my job to hurt her credibility. And to jurors, knowing that she is a porn star or a sex worker or likes trains run on her will make her less credible. well, yeah, I mean, if she does all this, then it probably wasn't sexual assault. And so that shit just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What you can prove in and out of court just doesn't matter.
Ethan did this because as a man,
That's
what we go
true.
through, bro, it's terrible. Women lie all the time and say, "Oh, he did this and that." What does Ethan?
Today.
And
so let's look at the clips then. Instead of talking hypothetically, let's just dig into it. Clearly, this is something, a point of contention. So here,
I mean, I don't really care about it. I'm cool with debating the other stuff, but if you want to go,
well, Walter brought it up. He seems to care about it.
We just want to know why.
I mean, I think
because I think Myron sexually assaulted her.
How?
Well, let's get into it. Y'all want to talk about it or not?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so let's start by watching her recount the story. Okay, let's start here, and let's just let's just be concrete about it. We don't need to speak hypothetically. Here is her retelling the story.
And I'm like trying to again
because you guys lost 10,000 subscribers after this. You guys know that, right? Like after we did our episode, I'm warning you, Ethan. Like you did your episode on this, then we did our retaliation episode showing the evidence.
You think you affected our sub count? That's crazy.
Oh, I got the numbers.
You got the numbers, buddy.
You guys lost 10,000 that day. We can show it right now.
Yeah.
On foot.
Correlation. These guys don't get correlation and causation.
Social blade.
I don't know if you know this, buddy, but we lose 10,000 every month. So I don't. Hey, bro, I lose 10,000 every month, sucker.
Look,
that shit's commonplace, man. Y'all take credit for that. But anyway, let's talk about. Can we talk about the actual issue instead of getting so emotional all the time?
Oh, I'm just showing you the numbers.
Who's emotional, bro?
I'm just warning you.
Walter, when I'm trying to have a straight conversation. You guys start screaming and hollering about sub counts and stuff. It's very emotional.
Screaming.
Do you want to watch this clip?
Let's go for it, man.
All right.
Oh, you
give him cues like I want to leave, I don't want to be here, and he's like, "Oh, you can sit on the bed." So I sit on the bed, and I'm sitting at the edge of the bed. You know, like the memes, how they say.
I mean, you know what's funny? Here, like I hate to pause it. I hate to pause it right now, but you know what's funny about this whole thing is you don't need anything past that first 2 seconds. This is what's so wild about people. Like people make shit so complicated. People make shit so complicated. They have all this ideas. They have to jump rope. I've never heard this clip before. And in the first probably less than 2 seconds, it's done. It's done.
He's like, "Oh, you can sit on the bed." Give him
watch this clip.
Listen, just
let's
listen.
go for it, man.
Listen.
All right.
Oh, you
give him cues like I want to leave, I don't want to be here.
I keep giving him cues like I want to leave, I don't want to be here. Boom, the end. That's it. If we had a just society, if we had a just court system, that would be the fucking end of it. That is over. It's done. Boom. Oh, that's it? Oh, was that? Oh, boom. Oh, by the way, did that happen? Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she, maybe, okay, at best, the case would now shift from whatever the defense is to that statement. Was this true? Did she say she didn't want to be there? Was she giving cues? Does anybody got any video of that? Oh, look, yep, it's over. Done. It doesn't even matter if she decides to have sex later, because now it's coercion after that. Coercion.
And he's like, "Oh, you can sit on the bed." So I sit on the bed, and I'm sitting at the edge of the bed, like the memes, how they say how girls are. And I'm sitting at this edge of the bed. He's like, "Oh, you can come up a little bit more." So now I come up, but I leave a nice gap between the both of us where it's like very obvious, like I don't like you, that I'm leaving a gap between us. And I'm on my phone. He's on his phone. And I remember, again, I was speaking about my views. Once again, he just jumps on top of me and starts making out with me.
Wow.
Like trying to kiss me and stuff. And so I'm like, I have my hands like on him where it's like, I don't want him like laying on me like intimately. So I'm just holding my hands up and I'm like, no. Mind you, this was about like max a minute long. And I was wearing like this shirt and it's like a very loose shirt, whatever. And he basically lifts up the shirt and made a comment. And then I was like, I'm done. I'm over this. Like, and
Wait,
I said
he lifted
to him,
up your shirt and kind of looked at underneath it and commented?
Yeah, my chest. Because I have piercings.
I'm sorry, you said what?
No, I said I have piercings, so he made a comment on it.
Oh, okay.
And it was very creepy. It was very weird.
I don't want to. This. This is a bad. This is very bad. This is a very disturbing.
He doesn't want to say like this was sexual assault. This is absolutely sexual assault. Easy, clear cut. Exactly. Apparently, this is a while ago. Right now, the whole thing surrounding this interview is they're just kind of going back and forth and talking about like, oh, well, you did this, you did that, and you think Klein's gonna hold them to the fire because nobody else sure does. You know what I mean? Other people have created videos on them, but like taking them to task on a platform that is bigger than theirs. I gotta give, again, he's fucking been garbage water on Zionist shit, but gotta give him credit here.
Story actually.
Yeah, it's interesting, but at that point,
I think
like,
he may have assaulted you. I mean, at this point,
I mean, I don't want to say that, but like, again, like,
I don't want to say
so. And again, that's why first of all, I don't think it's fair how you guys dogpiled on her because she never even said it was assault. I did. So let's talk about me.
Because Ethan, the reason why she said it wasn't assault is because you're leaving out the part where she came over to my place. She left where
doesn't matter.
She was at to come to my place. She went and
doesn't matter.
Hung out with me. We went and got food prior to this.
Doesn't matter.
Then we were in my bed. She came back to my place, by the way, after this. Matter of fact, Fresh, didn't she ask you to give her a ride to my spot?
That is correct.
Oh.
And all of those things entitle you to grab her fucking top and expose her breasts?
What?
That's what she said you did.
Dude,
max a minute long. And I was.
She weren't kissing. We're making out. I don't know if you're in the game, Ethan. I know you're married and you haven't been, single for a while, but it's called escalation. It's called women showing you signs.
She said that you attempted to kiss her and she pushed you off.
That's not true, bro, because I told her to go get Listerine and she went ahead and did it.
Okay.
That's where the mouthwash joke came from.
Well, first of all, let me say this.
You're not going to win this. You weren't there.
All right.
Here's the other thing, too.
You're getting excited. I'd like to make my point, but you can go ahead and finish.
No. Here's the other thing, too. At the beginning of that clip that you like to play, because you like to play clips and not the full thing, I said, oh, come up. And what does she do? She gets off the edge of the bed and comes closer to me. I mean, I think that's a sign, right?
Well,
Ethan?
that's what you said. That's what you said happened.
Well, so this is the thing that, and this is actually a problem right here. And I do want to say this. I've said it before. The problem is okay. This is something that a lot of dudes do. A lot of dudes, here, how do I put it? I'm not trying to be braggadocious or anything, but in my single days, I dated a lot. It wasn't something that was like, we all have our history, right? And I'll tell you right now, the things that I've seen, the things that are normal, and the things that I know now, it's fucking heartbreaking, dude. It's heartbreaking. Here's something that I guarantee you that I'm willing to give. This is the little bit that I will give what Myron is saying here. There is millions and millions of dudes like this that go, you're apprehensive. You clearly don't want to be here. But I'm going to keep pressuring you anyway. And you're in my fucking $1 million fucking condo or mansion or wherever the fuck this dude lives. Maybe there's some like struggle in your own mind to be like, well, if I let him do this, then, that could mean something for my career. That could mean something as far as money. I don't know, but I don't think I want to. But then, you know what else? He has a platform of millions of people. Shit. I don't want to look like that kind of person. I don't want this to go bad. And by the way, this is completely ignoring the idea, the fact that women have been fucking murdered for rejecting dudes. Straight up. Recently just happened. Again, it doesn't matter how many times it happens. I think it's in New York. After rejection. What is this? Yep, there it is. 8 days ago. Like, why would she scoot up? Why would she scoot up on the bed? Why would she sit on the bed, right? And then when he says, come here, scoots back further. Brooklyn teen stabbed to death after rejecting man's advances. Twin sister injured, reports say. A 19-year-old girl was stabbed to death while another 19-year-old was injured during an assault incident Sunday in Brooklyn, the New York PD said Monday. Police received a 911 call on an assault in progress around 2:20 a.m. Sunday in front of a deli in Brooklyn's Park Slope neighborhood. The NYPD said when authorities arrived at scene, they found one of the victims with a stab wound to the chest and the other with a stab wound to her arm. Both the victims were transported to the local hospital, where one of them was pronounced deceased and the other was said to be in stable condition. A witness told the media outlet that an argument erupted after the man complimented the girls and told them that he found them to be attractive. When the woman rejected his advances, he called them names and left the deli. However, a few minutes later, he returned to the deli and started banging and kicking on the glass door trying to get in. The deli had locked the door for safety purposes. The second they opened the door, he ran to the back of the door and started attacking them. The twins' grandfather, Alfonso Goodson, narrated a similar account to the New York Post, saying the man had walked in and started hitting her. This is why a woman might scoot up on the bed to be closer to you because you tell her to. Ceasefire called in UNESCO. Oh. UN Security Council passes resolution. Oh, the Security Council. UN Security Council passes resolution calling for Gaza ceasefire. The UN, it also demanded the immediate and conditional release of all hostages. The UN Security Council has called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza after the US did not veto the measure and a shift from its previous position. It is the first time the council has called for ceasefire since the war began in October. The move by the U.S. signals growing divergence between it and its ally over Israel's offensive in Gaza. Regrettably, the United States did not veto the new resolution. And so this is different than the one that China vetoed, because it was too vague. So it has also said Mr. Netanyahu has decided to cancel meetings between an Israeli delegation and the U.S. official in Washington. Okay. So this is okay. This is being reported right now, but it must have been 6 hours ago. It must have been like finalized or something, because I remember when I woke up, he had already canceled his meeting, so I think they had already voted by that point to abstain. It also said Israel's defense. Well, here's the answer to your streets. The Israeli defense minister said Israel would not stop the war in Gaza while hostages were still there. Palestinian representative to the UN, Riyad Mansour, welcomed the resolution but said it was overdue. It has taken 6 months, over 100,000 Palestinians killed and maimed, 2 million displaced in famine, for this council to finally demand immediate ceasefire. Interesting statement. I think too politically, what's the word? Soft. They've been calling for the Security Council, the entire fucking UN, and almost all the Security Council have been calling for a ceasefire since the beginning. It is overdue for the United States to do the absolute fucking least. They didn't even vote yes. They just did not vote. Like, all right, the best we can give you is a not veto. outside the UK and the US. Yep. Hamas and Palestinian Islamist groups which govern Gaza and which triggered the war with an unprecedented attack on Israel on 7 October also welcomed the resolution. Said it was ready to engage in an immediate prisoner exchange process that leads to the release of prisoners on both sides. The group has made any hostage release conditional on the release by Israel of Palestinians held in prisons. Yeah, that's good. I don't see the problem with that. I'm sure you have more than 100 children in your fucking prisons that you can release for your hostages. But on Thursday it tabled its own draft. Blah 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 blah. So that's good. We'll see what happens. See, the thing is that this has been passed in the UN General Assembly, but that General Assembly doesn't have any bite to it. This is the Security Council now, and it passed. I'm very curious to see what happens from here. UN Security General Antonio Guterres said the resolution must be implemented to secure a ceasefire and the immediate and unconditional release of all. Well, it's not going to be unconditional. Neither side is going to be unconditional. See, it should be an immediate and unconditional ceasefire, and with an immediate and unconditional release of all. I mean, it's a silly statement to make. It's a silly statement to make because you're putting you're already setting the conditions for your unconditional request. You fucking idiot. Told BBC programs 4 p.m. program that the resolution meant here we go. Now under an obligation essentially to stop its military campaign for the next 15 days. Why? Why 15 days? That's not what a ceasefire is. The duration of the remainder of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, which the text stipulated for the ceasefire. This is interesting. All right. Well, we're gonna see where this goes. Okay, I'm done. It definitely stopped. It definitely stopped when Myron she said she wanted to leave. I didn't really have to go much past that.
And she told her, she got close to me, bro. We were
or essaying somebody.
Well, I mean,
all right, that's enough. I don't care. The US,
but I'll be honest.
The U.S. has always voted yes for Israel every time throughout history. This is the first time the U.S. does a no vote for Israel, which it absolutely is Soviet mind. 100%. I don't want to downplay it, but it's still the fucking least. It's still the absolute least. Again, though, this goes back to the beginning of the stream. I said where you see the tone changing, right? Where sometimes words mean shit, and of course the Biden administration is going to get shit for waiting this long and doing shit without teeth, talking about how it's bad but not actually doing anything. This is the next step. They have held their veto power, and it is like Soviet mind just said. They have always held that veto power in support of Israel, and now they have it. So not only did Vice President say what she said, now we have not vetoing a ceasefire resolution from the Security Council. Let people tell you that stopping traffic or breaking shit or painting red hands all over the fence in the White House, that you're only making enemies, that you're not doing your cause any help. Yeah, keep that energy.
There's zero overlap in our fan base. It's literally zero.
And that's fine. I think that's why we got so many people watching. We got almost 20.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Thanks for the bits. I appreciate that. And you're right.
And then
did the Jake Shields interview, and that's still up.
It's YouTube, bro.
But yeah, because our stuff is controversial. Okay. Oh, here we
go. With Zerka, and it was up 2 days ago, and it was gone yesterday. It's private now.
What?
It was never up on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
You were dressed up in some anti-Semitic.
This is actually how long we've been watching this. This is actually what I put this whole thing on to actually start watching. Is this shit? So apparently the Fresh and Fit dudes got dressed up in some anti-Semitic shit, and now they're getting called out for it.
Oh, here
It
we
was
go.
Zerka, and it was up 2 days ago, and it was gone yesterday. It's private now.
What? It was never up on the YouTube channel ever.
That is not
Never.
true. That is not true. You're lying. That is lying.
never been
Yep.
up.
I've had the timestamp.
Where? Show us.
Okay, I'd love to.
You guys
I got
wanna-
it. I still got the timestamp. Yeah, give me a sec.
Well, I've got it all here too. Well, you guys want to talk? I mean, Myron, is the timing of going and erasing your anti-Semitism have anything to do with the timing of this conversation?
Anti-Semitism. What are you talking about? Anti-Semitism.
Oh, are you denying being an anti-Semite?
No, I'm not an anti-Semite whatsoever.
Are you?
Do I hate myself?
I wonder.
Because I'm an Arab.
Wait, hold on. Why do you wonder? Why do you wonder that?
I'm Arab, so do I hate myself as well?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Because
I didn't ask if you're Islamophobic. You guys want to talk about this? So here.
You don't have to be a Muslim to be an Arab.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Are you okay?
When you said Islamophobia, like what? There are Christian Arabs, and there's Jewish Arabs too.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you say you're not anti-Semitic. So here's the clip that this is the one that he
He's just playing dumbass like semantic games.
erased from the other day.
Like there's some where the Semitic people, when you look up like who are the Semitic people, they're talking about. Technically, it includes Arabic people and Jewish people together, right? They're the Semitic people. So anti-Semite would be somebody who, that's what Myron was getting at. Like, well, I'm Arab, so how can I be anti-Semite? Look, language evolves. We all know what the fuck anti-Semite means right now, and it's not hating Arab people.
This is from YouTube. You're sitting with Nick Fuentes, by the way, a known neo-Nazi. You agree with that, right? He's a neo-Nazi.
No, I wouldn't agree with you on that.
100% can be anti-Semitic Jewish people. 100%.
He's a groiper.
Wouldn't agree with you on that.
He has an alt account that he communicates with you with called Autumn Groiper or something. Like he literally is a self-described groiper.
Kids loved Hitler.
Kids love Hitler.
What does that have to do with, like, what's your point here? You're taking one clip.
No,
You're fantastic at taking sound bites and trying to run with the narrative. You're fantastic at doing that. We've bumped you a bunch of times trying to do that. What's your problem with Nick?
Right. Okay. He's a great, upstanding guy. There's nothing anti-Semitic about him. Let's watch this clip.
He's gone. I already told the ADL. He's fucking gone. These anti-Semites are gone.
What the? Myron got the call?
6 million died. You fucking piece of shit.
So at this point, what is this you're dressed up as?
What is the joke? That's something that's super sad to see right there is like everybody in that room of all different shapes and sizes and races, they're all laughing. Like people can't breathe right now. And first of all, it's not even that funny. I don't really get sense of humor is subjective. I get it. It's whatever. And it's not funny because it's anti-Semitic. Sometimes racist shit can be funny. You shouldn't laugh at it, but man, that was a pretty good joke, I guess. But this shit is what is he doing? He's dressing up as an Orthodox Jew and saying that the Holocaust is real. And the joke is, you know what the joke is? This is why it's funny that he would even pretend to say that Nick Fuentes is not a neo-Nazi. The joke is Nick Fuentes is a neo-Nazi and a Holocaust denier. So I'm going to dress up as an Orthodox Jew. Or if you didn't think that about Nick Fuentes, then this joke doesn't go anywhere.
And what does 6 million died refer to?
I can't see what you're showing.
Oh, really?
I can't see it.
It's you dressed in a long black beard and a black top hat and a suit. And you're talking, yeah. So what is it you're dressed up as here?
You know what? I'm really glad that you brought that up, Ethan. You know what I have here? Viking hat, Mexican hat.
Are you comparing wearing up? Oh my God, bro. Okay, bro, we can actually talk. We don't need to see your whole wardrobe, but that's very sassy and zesty of you to have a.
No, because here's the thing, friend. Because I love when you guys do this.
Oh
because you're gonna go ahead and take one clip
Let me just show you the clips, man. You're getting so emotional.
No, because this is fantastic. I knew you would do this. I knew you would do this.
All right.
And here's the thing. I make fun of everybody. I got hats for every single race, every single religion.
Okay.
God, dude, why are people so stupid? It hurts. It hurts to see people this stupid. And like it's the confidence. This is why I could never do this shit. It's the confidence. I fucking got this motherfucker. I got him. Oh, I'm an anti-Semite? Look at all these stereotypes that I make fun of. How can I be an anti-Semite? Well, because you're racist. Because you think wearing an Asian hat, you know, the wide brim hat with the sombrero and then the Rasta hat, you think making fun of people's cultures is funny because you're a racist. Racist people find that funny. Well, how is this an argument?
So what did
I'm
you?
making fun of myself.
I have more. Would you like to see it?
Dude, you could show whatever you want. I make fun of everybody, every race. I'm not anti anything. I hate everyone equally. I make jokes on everybody, bro.
You knew I would pull.
He took that joke from every racist white dude ever, and he's recycling. Good on him. That's appropriation right there.
Well, you knew I would pull the videos you erased, right?
That's fantastic, man. You could pull whatever you want.
You did erase it though, just to be
realize
clear.
that we don't hide anything. All the
Okay,
stuff
let's continue. Let's continue. I understand what your point is. Let's continue. So you say, so you're dressed as a Jewish guy, and you start saying 6 million died. What is that about? What do you mean by that?
I mean, hey, dude, if you want to debate on that, you could go ahead and obviously have that discussion with Nick.
Oh,
but again,
Nick, I thought he was a normal, upstanding dude.
No, he's a great.
He's a
guy,
Holocaust historian. Yeah,
Look, actually,
funny, right? Go ahead. Let's finish this clip.
It was exactly 6 million.
She is dying. And she can't breathe. This is fucking hilarious.
No, what about 59999?
Myron Stein is here. Anybody need a loan, by the way? High interest rates, but I could hook y'all up.
No interest, man.
Sorry. You know what's the most awkward part of the show?
That's anti-Semitic too.
Yeah, Fred, what'd you say, Fred?
But okay, I understand. You make fun of everybody, so we can let this clip go.
You know, I think I got a clip of you making anti-Semitic comments about Ben Shapiro, if I'm not mistaken. If we want to go down this road,
Do you
want to go down this road, Ethan, we can do this.
Is it okay for me to say the N-word?
Anti-Semitic comments on Ben Shapiro.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I did, and it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart to hear that he was Puerto Rican. But honestly, I know my peoples well, and I'm just not surprised. Yeah, and not because he's Puerto Rican, but because there's plenty of Nazi Latin Americans. I mean, like, you just look at what's happening in much of South America. Like, when we talk about the United States destabilizing, countries down there, they don't do that shit by themselves. These aren't Americans running these fucking fascist, the government. You know what I mean? They are definitely Nazi or fascist or fucking anti-black, anti-indigenous Latin Americans out there. Plenty of them. Yeah, unfortunately, the U.S. has exported its brain rot to white supremacy. Kinda. One thing that one of my popular talking points that I always try to repeat is, we understand in the United States, we understand white supremacy as a byproduct of British colonialism, right? And then the transatlantic slave trade. And so anti-blackness and all of that, from our lens, it's the British Empire, Europe doing this, right? Go look up how many British people, how many slaves or enslaved people. Look up how many enslaved, and I'm sure you already know, but for those who might not, gassy. Look up how many enslaved people the British Empire brought to North America, and look up how many enslaved people Spain brought to Latin America. Not even close. Not even close. We're talking about 100,000, 200,000, something like that. Well, I forget what it was. A couple 100,000 to like over 1 million. What you're seeing the same way that in the United States we're seeing a byproduct of British colonialism and the byproduct of the slave trade, what you're seeing in Latin America is a byproduct of the same thing, except swap out the British colonialism with Spanish colonialism. Same thing, and arguably worse. Arguably worse. Because there is a brand of anti-blackness there that we do see in the United States. Hello, Candance Owens. But, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong here. But I feel like I don't see anti-blackness amongst Black Americans like I see amongst Black Latin Americans. I think the anti-blackness and self-hate is way worse. I think the Spanish colonialism, the Spanish Empire, was way more effective at getting Black and Indigenous people to hate themselves and deify whiteness in a way that Britain couldn't. But yeah.
Okay for me to say the N-word?
Ethan, you disabled our screen sharing. Can you delete that or whatever?
Because if you want to go down
Wait,
this
what
road,
happened?
that's cool, bro.
Wait, hold on one sec. What happened, Walter?
Screen sharing. You disabled our screen
Are
sharing.
you guys having a hard time seeing the video feed? Sorry to pause the debate for a second, but I do want to fix that so you guys can see.
I mean, this isn't really even a debate. It's him trying to reach.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Exactly that. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I know Black, I'm Dominican. I'm no Black, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm no Black, I'm Brazilian. They all over.
I don't want to argue with you. I'm just wondering if you need me to fix something.
It's a technical
I'm
question,
trying to help.
Yeah, it's just a technical question.
Are you not able to see Ethan anymore?
We can't see Ethan right now.
You can't see Ethan? Okay, one second. Let me see if I turn off and on my video.
We can see Ethan now, but we can't share our screen to show our videos.
If you want to send us links, I can pull stuff up. That's fine.
Oh, if you want the ability to screen share, here. I think I just did that. So theoretically, you could screen share it now as well.
Yeah, but why take it off in the first place? It's kind of weird.
It's a tech.
This is coconut. I know.
It's a setting that's default. No one takes it off. It's off by design if you're not the host. I mean, as a default.
Everything is a conspiracy, but it's off by default. I just turned it on.
All right, guys.
Yeah, it was the Matrix. Exactly.
Okay, hold on. Let's continue. Let's continue, shall we?
Hold on. Do you don't want me to show the anti-Semitic clip of you talking about Ben Shapiro?
But can I say the N-word? Myron, can I say the N-word?
I don't care. You could do whatever you want, bro.
Is it appropriate for a white person to say the N-word?
You're a grown man. You can say whatever you want.
What word?
Walter, is it appropriate for a white person to say the N-word?
No. What word is that? I'm sorry. Coconut's in my head. What word is that?
Why are you acting like silly, like you don't know what I'm talking about?
Bro, remember, Coconut.
In case we missed it, I know I've been bouncing around. He was saying that he was saying anti-Semitic shit to Ben Shapiro. What Ethan Klein is saying right now is, whatever I said to Ben Shapiro, whatever joke, tasteless or not, I said to Ben Shapiro, that's two Jews making this comment, talking to each other. And so one Jewish person saying a Auschwitz joke to Ben Shapiro, another Jewish person, is very, very different. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the C word for Black people. If you're not Black, I don't care if you're talking about Candance Owens or not, probably don't use the C word, right? And obviously don't use the N word. But if you're Black, go ahead. So that's the point he's trying to make. As he's like, wait. Am I allowed to say the N word? No, right? But I am allowed to make Auschwitz jokes to another fucking Jewish person I hate.
For brains. What word is that? Can you just tell me real quick?
Oh, is that what happens when I'm making a point that you know is not easy for you to answer? You go, oh, I can't hear you. I got coconuts for brains.
No, what he's doing is he's trying to do that thing where it's like, oh, you want to say it so bad. It's weird. They're borrowing a tactic for a totally unrelated event. They're doing oh, you want to say it so bad, just say it. Don't say the N-word, say it, right? And that's a good tactic when you're dealing with racist people. Saying shit like, I should be able to say the N-word if I want to. Okay, be big and bad. Just fucking say it, right? But that's not what Ethan Klein's doing here, so it doesn't really hit the same.
What's that word, Ethan? You're so smart, bro. What's the word? Just real quick. What's the word? You know, play the video.
No, I gotta get the clip. I have
What's
it here.
that word, Ethan? Come on, you're smart, bro.
Oh,
You got this.
okay.
I'm waiting.
I
Bro.
mean, look, bro, you can say it if you want.
If you guys want to play videos of me saying the N-word, I'm gonna. We can't show that, but I know that I have done it. If that's what you're
Actually,
saying.
yeah, you did, and you made a bunch of racial comments too, saying the N-bomb all over the place.
Actually, so then,
yeah.
If you're gonna call me racist, bro, we're both racist together. Then in that case,
Well, no, not quite. I thought you guys were gonna play the Ben Shapiro clip.
Yeah, let me get it real quick.
Quite a few, but by the way.
But I don't think it matters because I'm a Jewish man talking about another Jewish man. Obviously, different rules apply there. But let me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
all-
you understand that. You
No,
say
I
the
said
N-word all the
that
time,
you
and
say it.
obviously that's okay for you to do.
It's not racist if you say it then.
It is racist if I say it.
So
okay, so you're a racist too, then I guess.
In those moments, I definitely had moments of racist behavior for sure.
Okay,
so you're
I like the way he kind of like nipped that right there. Like you just kind of defang it because it's like, yeah, it was bad. I've apologized. I shouldn't have been that way, and they were racist. Yeah, your turn. But they can't. Because they expect him to be like them and then defend and him trying to walk it back. And when you just own it, it's kind of like, yep, that's my L to hold. It was racist. Your turn. Was your shit okay? You know what I mean? And they didn't like that.
Anti-Semitic.
We're on the same level then. I guess we're both racist.
Bro,
then.
let me just show you this point. You're obfuscating so hard. Let's just focus.
Okay, what do you want to focus?
Okay, so the clip I showed you, you're dressed up as a like Hasidic Jew talking about the 6 million died in the Holocaust, but you make fun of everyone, so that's fine. So let me go to some of the tweets you made. Nick Fuentes is a nice person. He was a pleasure to have on the show, said Pearl.
Yep.
They hate Nick because he criticizes Val problems in American foreign policy and dem boys. Can you tell me what dem boys means?
This is where we really get into it, where Myron is 100% unequivocally, not accidentally, not oh man, I didn't realize. Sometimes you hear people say some shit. Like I'm gonna go out on a tangent real quick. Sometimes you hear some people say some shit like I don't know if we'll have time. Yeah, we will. But maybe I'm gonna stream tomorrow. This is probably the last thing we watch. But we'll talk about Candance Owens getting fired tomorrow. But I'm gonna. This is in the Blurred Cave, by the way. It was very sad to see, and I had to take one of the comments down. And this is where I'm like, I think some people trip and fall into racism, into certain types of racism, right? A good example might be like the 13 and 1370, whatever it is, right? Like, why do black people make up 13% and only and commit this many blah blah blah? Well, because the fucking numbers are not accurate. You're reading them wrong, and it's not even fucking true, first of all. But I could see how somebody who doesn't think they're racist might hear that, fall for it, and go, damn. It does kind of make you wonder, doesn't it? And like, oh, stop it. Stop. You're being racist right now. This whole Candance Owens thing, this whole oh, kind of weird how she didn't get fired until she came for the Jews. And it's kind of like, no, that's not how that works. She got fired because the person powerful over her was Jewish. Right? I mean, if the person powerful over her was a MAGA dude and she decided to talk shit about Trump, she'd get fired. She found out that she wasn't one of the good ones. Or no, rather, let me rephrase, and I'll say, I guess I'll say this tomorrow too, but she found out that you have to be one of the good ones all the time, or else they're gonna have you out. You know what I mean? Because yeah, Ben Shapiro's Jewish, but in the United States, he's white way before he's fucking Jewish. And I'll tell you this much: the way that I heard that, where it's like, oh, you can make fun of everybody, but as soon as you make fun of Jewish people, I'm like, time the fuck out, time out. You're missing it. Do not allow the bullshit that's happening to allow you to fall into anti-Semitism. Now, that would call that the what's up, Blur without fear, Nani? Yeah, he's back. I'm starting to go live a little earlier, so we're about to wrap up after this fresh and fit thing, and then I didn't have it on the schedule, but I'm gonna go live tomorrow because there were some things we didn't get to. Surprise! Some things never change. Some things never change. But so this whole thing is letting you know we're not talking about accidental racism. We're not talking about, oh shit, I didn't realize I fell for a racist trope. We're talking, I hate Jewish people. This is pure, unadulterated anti-Semitism right here. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I mean, you want to go into this realm?
Sure, yeah, of course. I asked you, didn't I?
You want?
Can you tell me what them?
Here's this. They hate Nick because he criticizes foreign blah 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 and them boys. They hate Nick because he criticizes Jewish people. Huh?
Boys means?
So I mean, you want to go into this realm?
Sure, yeah, of course. I asked you, didn't I?
He has very valid critiques of American foreign policy when it comes to Israel.
So what does dem boys mean?
He has valid critiques on foreign policy when it comes to Israel. No, he doesn't. Because a valid critique of foreign policy with Israel is the fact that we are funding a fucking ethno state and an apartheid state, and now currently funding a genocide. You know, like that's the problem. That's what's up. Thanks, CG Ben, all the way from the West Coast. Appreciate you. Sick Fang. Also, that is not what them boys means. Well, of course not. We know. But that's what it means there in that context. It's sad to see. Valid critique is funding a genocide, funding an ethno state, and funding the suppression of an indigenous people, even if it's by other indigenous people, whatever, right? But are you surprised though, Sig Fang? Like seeing who this dude is, are you surprised? This is the same type of dude that when we talk about hating, self-hate and anti-blackness. That's this motherfucker right here. That's this dude. And I'm not saying that just because I disagree with him. Like, for example, who are those two dudes? We got like the one buff dude from the Caribbean, and then the other guy, fuck. What's up? You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. God damn. Anyways, it's a guy, they do commentary, and then they Abbott and Preach. Anyways, I would say I think I don't disagree. I don't agree with much what those dudes have to say, but I wouldn't call them anti-black. This dude is anti-black. So Abbott and Preach, that's what it is. Abbott. But this dude is anti-black, 100%. He just uses his blackness. This guy particularly, I'm not saying all black conservatives do this, but this guy uses his blackness as a shield, and you can see it in his tweets. Especially if it is such a misnomer for them, more like dump and lumpy. Yeah.
Whatever you want it to mean.
Yeah, well, you know what it means.
No, well, what does it mean when you say it?
You know what it means.
It means Jewish people.
The boys in business, whatever you want it to mean.
Yeah, it could be whatever you want.
Well, no, you said I know what it means. It means Jewish people.
Okay.
Is that what you want?
Okay.
What cowards, dude? What cowards? That's all. Why do you think this is a good look for you? Just say it. First of all, it's not your tweet, so stop sucking. Stop caping. Second of all, just own it. Like, yes, I think I'm talking about Jewish people. Okay.
Coconuts. I'm living in a reality where we're all sharing the same. You trying to create this like weird situation where we pretend that we don't know what anything means and we just pretend we have coconuts in our brains.
Said it before.
Bro, guys, let's just try to focus and do a point so we can actually talk about something.
Sure.
So continue with the Dem Boys things.
Okay, let's go.
The Bolsheviks killed millions of Russians. Who's going to tell them they were Dem Boys?
Yep, that's a fact.
Yeah, and then you say, this one is real interesting. You say the movie Europa is the most based documentary.
Yep.
Can I read a synopsis of that film?
Where are you going to read it from? Wikipedia on one of the bot forums?
Well, I'm grabbing it.
I wonder what was edited out.
Here it is.
Live stream more often.
So yeah, it's from Wikipedia, but if you have a better place to describe it, that's fine.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Bro, the Wikipedia's lies about everything. Hell, they even make you look crazy on there, bro. You're gonna read
Well,
Wikipedia?
it's all true. It's all true what they say. I mean, you know what I mean? Here's the synopsis of the film, and then correct it where it's wrong. The film promotes various anti-Semitic conspiracies claiming that communism was created by Jews with the goal of total world domination, and that Jews control the world's money supply and are conspiring to engineer the downfall of white race by encouraging immigration and interracial relationships. It also engages historical revisionism to claim that Jews started World War I and II as part of a plot to establish Israel by...
I didn't know all of this. I know Europa as a word, as that movie that is full of Jewish conspiracy theories. Like, that was it. Like, Europa is like that weirdo Mein Kampf movie type thing. But this is a lot. Like, that's rough. That if this is what the whole thing is about, runtime 12 hours. No. 12 hours? What the fuck?
Provoking the Nazis.
According to Destiny, Wikipedia is the most educational. I'm going to be honest with you about something. I can't stand fucking Destiny. But I think the shit that he's gotten for getting his shit from Wikipedia is a little weird. It's a little weird. I mean, if you're not a scholar who studied this shit in school, like, this is a good place to start. Well, here. I'll tell you this much. Yeah, 12 hours. Yeah. Come on, Elite X1. You don't got 12 hours to watch an anti-Semitic movie about how Jews control the world and started World War I and II on purpose. Wikipedia, for those who went to college, y'all already know. If you've never been to college, I need y'all to know something. Everyone uses Wikipedia. You don't quote it. It's not where you get your information from, but it's an awesome kind of repository for information, because all of those blue links right there, the numbers, I mean, when you look at like, I mean, I'm not telling you anything everybody doesn't already know, but it's just for the people who like to talk shit about Wiki. This too, you scroll down and the sources are there. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I don't even want to fuck for 12. Let alone, damn, that sounds miserable. All right, you have to pick one, right? Like it's like a monkey's paw kind of thing, right? And you either have to fuck for 12 hours straight or watch Europa. Which one you picking? You got to pick one. The links are sources. You go directly to the sources for information. Yeah. If I didn't say that, I apologize. I got ADHD. Thank you for finishing my sentence. I have a bad habit of doing that. Wikipedia is fine, but you have to have a secondary. Yeah, you that's the thing. That's what the point of, like, I'm to clown Wikipedia if you looked on Wikipedia and you stopped there. Even then though, what is it we're talking about? You know what I'm saying? If it's like, oh, what did this last bell say, or what happened at the Battle of Gettysburg? Like, okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fine. But if it's like some like consequential shit that I'm like debating scholars on, you better have gotten your sources from something better than Wikipedia. You better have followed those damn links and gotten somebody's college library log on. I'll tell you that.
Into acting in self-defense. The film also claims that Jews caused Germany's defeat in World War I, which is commonly referred to plot.
Yeah.
It's very based.
It is very based.
And
I
so,
mean, is it 100% accurate? No. Most documentaries aren't. There's always an
so which
error.
part? Okay.
So a documentary, which the basis of it is that Jews orchestrated World War I and II and control the world's money supply. Like, what part of that is like what could be true in this thing that makes it worth using the word based for? Because when you're just saying this documentary is based, come on.
All right.
I'll say it's too based.
It's not, yeah, it's
way too
not.
based,
So,
honestly.
but you guys don't have a problem with the description?
I mean, dude.
I mean, where'd you read that from? You read that from Wikipedia, bro?
Tell me. You've watched the movie. Tell me if it's accurate.
Wait, you didn't watch it, Ethan?
Did you watch it?
No, I did not watch some fringe neo-Nazi documentary, bro.
We can't even have a conversation, bro. Then we can't even have, bro. Ethan,
Is this accurate? What, dude? You guys are such more like. Is this accurate? Is this accurate?
Come on. I was
Is-
actually
is
excited
this
for it. I thought we were
accurate?
going to talk about this, man.
Yeah.
You didn't even watch it.
Come on, bro.
I can tell you that they said the sky was green in there, and you wouldn't even know.
Oh, man.
Is this description accurate?
We don't know. Do you
That's
know?
why I'm asking you, Walter. Jesus
You
Christ,
know.
man.
That's Wikipedia. But what do you know? What do you know?
I'm.
How about you watch
So
it?
Walter,
Ethan,
you've seen. So
come back and have
hold
a
on. Let me
discussion.
hold on. Let me talk to cocoa butter, or coconuts.
Coconut, right.
Coconuts. You've seen this
You got a little close on the cocoa butter one. Got a little close, Ethan. Watch yourself. Get a little comfortable.
video, this movie, correct?
I've seen everything.
Bro, why are we here? Are we doing are we going to talk or are we going to be silly?
I thought we had a debate going on. I don't know. What is this?
Have you seen this movie? Have you seen this movie, Walter?
I haven't seen everything.
Okay. Was the
Ethan, look.
You said it's based, so I'm assuming you saw it. Is the description accurate? Is the
You could answer the question, is the description accurate? He can't debate whether it's accurate or not because he hasn't seen the movie, but you could still say, no, that's not accurate, or yes, that is accurate, but there's other good things in it, or whatever else you want to say.
description accurate?
Bro, to be honest, that's Wikipedia. I don't know what's accurate on there. Like, what do you want me to
I
do?
read it to you. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? Information entered your brain. It's time to process it.
Dude, Toy Story I watched when I was a kid.
Why can't y'all answer if it's accurate?
Dude won like a couple months ago. Like, I don't remember shit.
Do we need to go one by one here? Okay,
Ethan,
communism was created by Jews with the goal of world domination. Agree or disagree?
Like, I don't know.
Ethan, if you didn't watch the movie, then we can't have a coherent discussion on it. You didn't even watch it, bro.
So
you're reading Wikipedia thing asking us if it's accurate. I told you at the beginning, not all of it is 100% accurate, but it is accurate about a lot of things.
which parts were inaccurate and which parts, you know what I mean? Because I just read the
You
description.
realize it's an 8-hour-long movie. You do realize that, right?
Damn.
12
That's a lot. That's a big commitment to be in a.
Can you imagine coconuts as an old school racial epithet? Oh, is it? I will say this much. When he called them coconuts, he said what it was about right away. He said, I'm referring because he says something. Now something else happened with that dude and coconut something. I've only heard of coconuts in the way that they talk about whitewashed like self-hating Hispanic people. That's how I've heard coconut, or maybe like brown people in general, right? Brown people in general, coconuts. But the cocoa butter one, I don't know how I felt about that one.
A fucking Jew hater. You invested a lot of time into hating Jews, brother. Sit down for 8 hours and watch that.
Number one.
Can you imagine being so long where 8 hours is 4 hours less than that thing? Like in my head, I'm like, actually, the movie wasn't 8 hours. It was 12 hours.
One, I'm not a Jew hater whatsoever.
Okay, well, we're working on that. We're working
we have a
on
lot of
trying to
friends
absolve
who are
you of
Jews.
that, but we're having a hard time.
Business partners are Jews. We work with Jews. We don't have an issue with Jews whatsoever.
Right.
We are
We just
critical
love
of other
movies
things.
that.
We are critical of other things.
Beta. What's up, Tyler to go? Welcome back.
That might not necessarily. And here's the thing: we're critical of people that aren't even Jewish. a lot of the times.
Okay, so
critical of a bunch of things.
Just to wrap, just
we are
to
not.
wrap this up, on the movie Europa, of which the narrative is basically tons of conspiracy theories about Jewish people, a lot which are echoed by Adolf Hitler and used as cause to kill Jews. You described that documentary as Europa is the most based documentary.
Yes, and the reason why I called it based, Ethan, is because it covers historical facts that are hidden from American
like what
history classes.
Like
what? Watch the documentary, and we can have a
Why
discussion.
can't you tell me?
There's a bunch of
Tell
things.
me what, Walter. Tell me what, Myron. Get me.
He can't tell them because he knows what it is. He knows. If it was something like, oh, the way that the United States, the way that everyone uses war as a way to make money, or to steal resources, or to exploit people, or whatever, then he would just say that. The only reason why you have to obfuscate like this is because you know the thing that you want to say is it talks about how Jewish people actually control the world. That's why. And he can't say that. Which is funny when you think about what the other dude was doing whenever he was, he's trying to do the whole like, oh, what's the N-word? Well, just say it. Just say it. Like, in that same vein, you just say it. Say the anti-Semitic thing.
We can't have a coherent conversation.
Really? You can't have a coherent conversation because you can't fucking talk about it because you know you'll look anti-Semitic as fuck if you even describe one thing it's about.
Well, you watch the movie and then we can have a discussion on it.
Oh my God, you guys hate Jews so much.
Because you tried to reach with the anti-Semitic thing, saying that you were.
This is not a reach, my friend.
A bunch of things. That was a reach. Then me saying that the movie is based. There's a bunch of other historical facts in there, right? Like how the Federal Reserve came into play, etc.
So do you need to learn about the Federal Reserve through an 8-hour neo-Nazi fucking propaganda film? What do you mean? There's lots of books about that.
It would help.
Again, bro.
It would help. All right. So anyway, you guys say that it's most based, but you refuse to tell me what it's about, or if the description's accurate.
Dude, once again,
I told you, not everything is accurate in the film.
What's not accurate?
Watch the movie, bro.
Walter, you are silly. You're a silly boy, Walter. You're a silly, goofy guy.
Oh, silly together, my friend.
That's right. One of us is fucking. We're.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am kind of embarrassed to say this. I'm embarrassed, not embarrassed. I've never seen Birth of a Nation, and knowing that it has direct implications with the history of the United States. It's the first movie to ever be played in the White House. It's a KKK film, and it really sets the tone for what our country is. I feel like I should have seen it, but I have not. Have not seen it. And if it was 4, 8, or 12 hours, it would stay that way. But I will see it one day.
You know what I mean? One of us hating Jews and being silly.
See, you keep trying to say that you keep trying to say that we hate Jews. We don't hate Jews.
Ethan, do you have any black friends?
We just love Hitler.
Ethan, do you have any black friends?
What?
We never said we love Hitler either.
Wait, hold on.
Putting words in our mouth.
You love Hitler?
No, I'm being silly. You didn't say that, but you did say that. Anyway, go ahead, Walter. Go ahead.
No, you love Ethan. You didn't just say that, did you? You love Hitler?
Yes,
Damn.
Walter, you got me.
That's so
crazy,
big,
Walter. Oh my God, bro, you just got me so good.
God, Walter is cringe, dude. How are these dudes, like, both of them? How are any of these dudes like held up to any regard as far as alpha male? Like when I look at, and maybe this is telling on myself a little bit. I'm done. I'm done watching this, guys. Maybe this is telling on myself a little bit, but like what my idea of masculinity is. You know what I mean? Even like frat boy shit, right? It's like who like if these were like jocks, you know what I mean? Who's this guy? Who's like the hyper capitalist fucking it's not JLP, but it's the other dude. He's like Brian Ben Mike. Yeah. I want to say Michael Bendis, but that's a comic book writer. Is another dude and he's kind of like middle-aged, but you can tell he works out. Anyways, in my mind, if you're Pat, that's it right there. Like piece of shit, not a good dude. But in my mind, I could tell why people like, you know what I mean? He's kind of a big dude. He's very like imposing. He comes off low-key intimidating, right? He's loud. He's forward. Like, he's a piece of shit to me. He would, you know, it's not like he's a big, you know. But I can stop for a second and go, I see what people want in this dude. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna like what I'm about to say next. Same thing with Andrew Tate. We could talk about his weak jawline, girls, you know, all the lefty girls that hate him. Like everybody should hate him. He's a bad dude. But like, he's a fucking world champion kickboxer, and he makes a lot of money, so he lives a lifestyle that these young dudes look up to. So I also get that. These dudes are podcasters. One dude looks fucking malnutrition as fuck. Like neither one of them look like they would fucking be able to handle them in the fight. This other dude is literally not smart. He's not quick. He's not witty. He's cringe. Like, did you just say you like Hitler? And it's like, who are your fans? How are you the red pill people? Like, how did you not get laughed out? You know, it just doesn't make, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's a good reason they named the Nate Turner biopic the same name as that, to counter that bullshit. Coconut has been used in place of Oreo. Yep, for sure. Myron had to go to Turkey to get his hairline fixed. Hey, I'm not above going to Turkey to get my hairline fixed. All right. But now I know I can't. Now, T Streets, now I know this is not a safe space. Now I know if I do that and I gotta wear hats, I can't do that here because I'm not safe around you. No, man, let me tell you, it's lighting and dark curly hair. Age is whooping my ass. I'll tell you that. No, I mean, I'm not even lying. I mean, I'm laughing, not laughing as far as me. Shit. Don't let me get the funds. I get the funds, I'll be out there. I'll hair plug that shit up. The only thing that gets me scared about hair plugs is the time between. Like, you gotta shave your head, then you have that shit, and that looks both painful and disgusting. Anytime I've ever seen it, that shit looks disgusting. So if I ever do have it, I will tell you all this much. A, I'm gonna let you all know. But B, I'm gonna be a hat wearing motherfucker until that shit grows in. I'll tell you that right now. Or hell, maybe I'll go the blur without fear route. Just bick it. Just shave that shit. Keep the beard, you know what I mean? Bick it. I don't know. We'll see. Man, I don't know if I don't think everybody could do that. You know, Ernie has a round head. What if I shave it and that shit looks like a dude off of oh God, what's his name? The guy from the alien from American Dad. Black people look good bald. Some black people look good bald. That's an overgeneralization right there if I ever seen one. Roger. I'm out here looking like Roger and shit. Here, I'm gonna say here. All right, I'm gonna close up with something high key problematic. God damn, actually, I don't know if I should say that. I was gonna say there's a certain country that I feel like they got like they don't do bald well. There's a certain country. It's the country that when we were little, we'd say people are starving there, even though they don't have a famine anymore. Is that just me? Is that bad? Should I not say that? I'm at the lady's friend's crib, and I'm listening. Got not. That's what's up. That's what's up. Tell the lady I said what's up. Not like that. Comrade Chicken 1918. Hello, how you doing? Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Took a little break from streaming. Now I'm back. I will say this much. So glad hair loss is. I'm glad for you. because I'll tell you what. I will admit something. You know what? I'll admit something to y'all. I like being personal with y'all. I don't know why. I like oversharing. And then we're gonna log out. Good night, Lead X1. Take care and have fun at work. I don't know why I left. That was mean. Have fun at work. Proud of you. Here's the deal. What was I gonna say? Damn. Hair losses in the family. Ethiopians, yep. She says, hey, damn, that fucking ADHD was kicking my ass sometimes. The fuck was I saying? I was just about to admit something, say, oh, I'm gonna be open with y'all, share something with y'all. Man, I'm gonna remember that shit. As soon as I press end stream, I'm gonna be like, that's what it was. If I remember, I'm gonna put it in the Off Topics channel in Discord. But on that note, do you think Margaret Thatcher effectively utilized girl power by funneling money to illegal? God damn. Country where bald is that's a deep ass question. Do I think Margaret Thatcher effectively utilized girl power by funneling money to illegal paramilitary death squads in Northern Ireland? I am way too American to answer that question. Okay, I support Northern Ireland and fuck the British Empire. Outside of that, but I think I get the gist of what you're saying is, and unfortunately we see that a lot. You know, look at Hillary Clinton. Look at Hillary Clinton. I'm with her. Come on now. I'm with her while she fucking bombs the global south. A complete warmongering conservative. But don't worry. Girl power, I guess, right? Nah, I feel you. But I don't know any details beyond that. Damn, I really wish I knew what I was gonna say. CG, BRDF, Ben, thank you so much. I appreciate you with the gifted sub. I will tell you all this much. The streams are going to be starting earlier. I shot for 7 p.m. tonight. I started at 7:30. You know, I'm trying here, but it's gonna be around that time. So be looking for me. Get notifications turned on. You know, hit the bell if you're on the YouTube side. Make sure your notifications for Twitch is on. And if you have the server muted, I can tell you this much. Mute everything except the announcements channel, because that's the channel that I try to be judicial with. I'm not adding everybody very often, but that is the channel that will ding you whenever I go live, because that's where I post it. Other than that, come out, see me tomorrow. We're going to talk about Candance Owens getting fired tomorrow and whatever else. I think actually what I'll do is I'm going to prepare for the panel that I have on Wednesday talking about authoritarianism in parenting. So I'll probably do that live. I'll steal a little thing that I know Destiny does. And if you guys got any insight on or anything like that as far as parenting, then send me the links. Why am I such a beta being alpha like Jesse Lee? I'm trying every day. I just can't reach it. You know, it's unattainable. That's just too much alpha. That's too much alpha. You take care. I love you all. See you tomorrow if you're here, and we're out of here.